Okay, here we go. Only 5 minutes late.
Yeah, not bad.
Fashionably late.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. You know, when I think about us, I think fashionable.
Absolutely.
100%.
1,000%.
Hey, Ron. You've been waiting. Ron. Hey, baby. Hey, Paul. Paul. Hey, Atticus be rockin'. Try it now.
You probably have to reconnect it one more time.
We're running out of time. My life is running out of lifespan.
Nice. Hey, Martin.
Just press the damn button, nerd.
I'm trying.
Thank you for those membership gifts, Yoshi.
All right, here we go. It's episode number 388 of Raiders Fan Radio.
What's up, guys? Rich Incognito, Las Vegas Raiders. I'm here at Raiders Fan Radio. Let's go, Raiders. Woo!
Hey, it's Mike Garofalo, NFL Network here in the home office, and you are listening to the Raiders Fan Radio podcast, taking that lighter journey into the dark side with Murf, Swag Jeff, and Michelle. She's got great hair. It's a little pink, it's a little purple, whatever it is. I'll tell you what, if I could grow it, I would sign up for that color today. So listen to her and the entire crew as they give you all the information on the Raiders on the podcast that benefits the One Nation Foundation. It's a great cause. It's a great pod. Tune in, turn it up. Here it comes. All that Raiders info and takes coming at you right now.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murf's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, look right, a leaking pass.
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Luciano at the 50, on one down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory. The Raiders have scored on the most clean, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio. Take it away, guys.
Why? Thank you, Brett Musburger. What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murf back for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 388 of Raiders Fan Radio, coming to you live from Murf's Fan Cave. We appreciate all of those of you very, very much for joining us on this I feel like it should be with like mixed emotions, but hey, it's Victory Wednesday.
Victory!
That's right, Victory Wednesday, coming off a big win against the Titans.
Yay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, it's a big deal.
It's huge.
But anyways, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. We're gonna poke fun at this because, man, what else can you do, Raider Nation, besides have fun with it? And so we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. We're gonna talk a little bit about some scary movies tonight because we are officially in Spooktober, and so we're gonna talk about some scary movies here at the top of the show. But I want to welcome in everybody that is joining us live in the chat room at youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. We appreciate you all so very much for joining us for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. And if you want to be part of the crew, you can join us each and every week just by going over to youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. That is at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and join in with the best live chat there is. Swag Jeff, it's an amazing time in there. They're smarter than we are. They know more about football than we do. They're funnier than we are, Michelle. Like,
Truth.
The chat room is absolutely amazing, and we love you guys so very much. And then also, too, for those of you that are on the audio podcast, we just want to let you know that we are presented by FanDuel. We are presented by FanDuel and the Believe Network, and we thank the good folks at Believe and at FanDuel very much for their endorsement and support of not only Raiders Fan Radio, but our nonprofit, which is the One Nation Foundation, where we give 100% of the money raised away to Raiders-related charities, like the good folks at the Bolitnikoff Foundation. And so we just had their event, their Crab Fest, just this past Friday, and we had a check there for $10,000 to those folks, and that was all based on your generosity. Thank you very much.
Come on.
And so all the money we raise, so whether that's a super chats to come through, whether that you could become a member comes through, it could be a direct donation at onenationfoundation.net. Anywhere that we raise money through advertising and otherwise goes to that nonprofit, and we thank you all so very much for that. And even if you can't support the show monetarily, all we ask, just a like, hit a subscribe, hit a thumbs up, share a tweet, tell your Raider friends about us. Anything that you can do to help support Raiders Fan Radio, we appreciate so very much. All right, we got a lot to get to tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my best friend and yours, the man that adorns the right side corner of the Murf's Fan Cave. No, of just Murf's Fan Cave. He's my best friend and yours. He is Swag Jeff.
And we're the three best.
Whoops,
There it is. There he is.
Profile.
Nice.
Swaggo.
Oh man, this game had a little extra stank on it for me.
Oh yeah, because you're on Titans fans.
Yeah, exactly, man. So this one, a lot of people are upset about the win and all that stuff, and people are going to be. I was fired up, man. Yeah. I was fired up for this win, man, because this is the first time that I've been on the winning side.
Oh yeah,
the first time ever that I've been on the winning side. So I'm fired up, dude. So yeah, I mean,
because we got slapped around in the Compton Bowl.
Oof. We did
in Oakland.
Yep.
And then was that the last time we had played them until this one?
No, we played them in 2023 when we had the Bustin' with the Boys tailgate at Acme Feed here in Nashville.
I blocked that one out. No, that was a dark day.
That was a dark day.
That was rough, man.
That was really rough.
That was really rough.
Yeah, we were down.
That was my favorite part of this. My favorite part of that game is that Jeff's recording and he's got look, we were in the second row behind the Raider bench on like the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
We're like right there, maybe like the 30. But anyway, still we're right there. And freaking the offense is out there working and it's Jeff filming it. And all you hear him is go, "Come on, Derek, you motherfucker."
Yeah.
It's still one of my favorite videos I've ever taken.
Oh my gosh, dude, that was so funny, man.
Oh
but yeah,
my gosh.
So you saw us get whipped twice by the Titans.
Yeah.
That day was rough because that was Darren Waller dropping touchdowns in the end zone. Clanking off of his hands for interceptions. That was Derek missing throws.
Yep.
That was an ugly day for Raider football, man. Yep. So that's true. So good deal. You got to see him beat the freaking Titans finally.
There you go.
And yeah, it gives us bragging rights. For those of you that don't know, we live just outside of. We're all from California, but we just live outside of Middle Tennessee. We live in Middle Tennessee,
just outside of Nashville.
Thank you.
Yes.
And so yeah, it gives us bragging rights. But you know what though? It's like, okay, it's bragging rights, but. Like, even to the people that are on the other side of the fence, are like, yeah, we suck.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Oh,
they
for sure.
literally fired their head coach for losing to us.
Exactly. Yeah.
And not only did they say, you're fired and take your old man with you.
Yeah.
Because Bill Callahan got fired too.
Yeah.
Bill and Brian both. So
They are, yeah.
Anyways, I totally stole your thunder there.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay, man. No, it's okay. So Murph, we don't do this show alone.
Heck no, we don't.
No, we got to class it up around here. So sitting across from me over here is the one and only, the lovely Michelle Swag.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey. Yeah, when the Titans, them losing is always on my mind just because we are in Tennessee. And so I am glad. I'm always happy for a win. I am always, but
Absolutely.
especially happy for a win, this win. But it still just felt like, yay, we won, sweet.
Yeah.
You know? And then you're already like thinking about the next never win because we are not probably going to win.
I mean, I kind of scrapped our idea of doing the schedule predictions because I'm like, well, I don't know.
That'd be
It
real
was
quick.
this one.
Yeah.
It was like, if we don't beat the Titans, there may not be another one. And you know, and I want to own this too, Michelle. Like what you're saying is that I'm not sad sacking after a win. I will, just like you,
Yeah.
I will always be happy to see the Raiders win a football game.
Sure.
There will never be a time where the game will be over, because even if it's late in the season, and I know people are like, yeah, but it just screws up our draft. Well, you know what? I don't care. I just want to see the Raiders win. I want the Raiders to be successful. It's just, I will relentlessly support them no matter what, as bad as things are going. The draft will take care of itself when the draft takes care of itself. It's just in season. I'll never root for the Raiders to lose. That said, my mind immediately goes from, okay, great, Kansas City.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's like it goes straight to that. And so I think that's the part of it where I have trouble like leaning into the win, is that, okay, great, you did it once. Now do it again and do it on the road in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, those are the things. So I don't want to gloss over the idea that we won a game, but at the same time, man, you got to stack it. You got to stack W's. It can't, you know what I mean? I mean, we came out of the gate swinging and beat the now 4-2 Patriots, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But then what did we follow it up with? You know what I'm saying? And so we laid an egg at home against a division rival. And so, you know, Jeff's going to get to the spreads here in a second, but it ain't pretty. Like, and watching the Chiefs mow through the Lions defense, and I know the Lions are down, and I know officiating, I know all that stuff. I understand the context. But when you watch that Kansas City offense, the way that's operating now, like, I know they've struggled early on, and they're getting Rashee Rice back this week.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
God dang, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I hate it that my brain goes there automatically, Jeff, but it just, what it does.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Yes, we won against the Titans and it was great, and I was fired up about it and all that stuff. But, you look at some of the plays that happened in that game, and the Titans kind of just handed us a win.
Yeah.
They gave us the ball on the 2-yard line.
They gave us the ball at the 2-yard line, and we almost didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
We
took
had
like
a 10-minute drive that resulted in a field goal.
There you go, 100%. And a freaking delay a game that we could have missed that field goal because we had to get pushed 5 yards further back. But yeah, Devin White gives us the ball on the 2-yard line. It takes, I think, a penalty for us to get back the 1st and goal. And then Genty does Genty things and he runs into the end zone and all that. But, that game could have easily gone the other way had it not been for some great plays by the defense, by Max and Devin and all that kind of stuff. But so I think it's going to be a really good gauge to see, was that just the Titans, or was our defense finally clicking and getting it together? And I kind of think I know the answer to it, like everyone else in Raider Nation.
That it was just the Titans.
Yeah, 100%. But it's going to be a good gauge to see, because we always say that if we want to make it back to the promised land, make it back to the playoffs, make it back to greatness, all that stuff, someone has to dethrone the Chiefs, and it's got to be us.
It's got to be us.
It's got to be us. It can't be anyone else. Yes, the
it ain't
Chargers.
going to be the Bills this year.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It might be
It could be the Ravens.
Sure, the hell ain't.
yeah. It might be the Colts or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's always got to be us. It's got to be within the division.
I agree.
And we got to stomp their ass. And so it's always good. Obviously I want the Raiders to kick the Chiefs' ass every single time we play, but it's always good to see, like, I mean, they're elite. They're the best of the best. Like, where are we
Until
stacking
they're
up every
not.
time?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
until they're not in the AFC Championship, until they're not in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
like, I don't give a shit what their record says. Like, you know what? And I'm a firm believer of Bill Parcells. His line was, "You are what your record says you are." Well, right now the record says that the Chiefs are 3-3. Bullshit. They are not playing like a 3-3 football team right now. And we're going to get in the Chiefs game later, but I'm with you though, dude, that like, you know, we'll see what happens by the time we get to the postseason. Don't forget, this is a team that went to the Super Bowl and won all their games on the road to get there.
Yeah.
Like, jeez, you know what I'm saying? Like, until they're dead, and your point exactly, it's got to be us. It's got to be us. Always felt that way. It's got to be us. So, but anyways, we'll see where this thing goes. But it's good to get a win. It's good to get the W.
Absolutely.
Good to get to 2-4.
It was good for the team.
It was good for the squad.
You know what I mean? Obviously, it's good for Raider Nation, but it's good for the guys. I mean, because you saw the guys post-game, even on the field, they do that thing where they pass around phones and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, Raider Nation, hey, big win. But, like, you saw Max fired up. You know, you haven't seen Max fired up in a month. Yeah. You know, last week he was sad, sacking bad. He was down really bad. Yeah. And to see him jumping around and hooting and hollering and doing his little thing after a couple of sacks and all that, like, that's really, really good. So, you know, I think it was really, really good for the team. And, you know, we'll just see how it goes from here, you know. But even in a win, you know, you still see so many areas that we can improve. Yeah. You know, I mean, the offense still just isn't there. You know, Geno is still doing Geno things. He's thrown his 10th interception in the season, and we're only in game 6. Like, you know, come on, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, there's still a lot to work. But all that being said, happy for a win.
Yeah.
Happy for a win.
Yeah.
Always
absolutely.
happy for a win. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Swag Jeff, tell us a little bit about, as I mentioned, our show is presented by FanDuel, and you've got some FanDuel odds over there. So first and foremost, thank you to the good folks at FanDuel. We appreciate you so very, very much for your support of Raiders Fan Radio. And so if you were to invest in the FanDuel and bet this week, Swag Jeff, and you wanted to bet on the Raiders, or at least make a bet on the Raiders game, what would that look like?
Well, you got to have big cojones to do it this week. Because right now, you know, on FanDuel, the best sport betting app in the world, if you ask us, the Raiders are an 11.5 point underdog in this going into this game. Woo! Which is, I mean, like,
which is only second to the Titans for underdogs this week.
I'm telling you, man. But like these double-digit dogs. Like, you don't see that in the NFL. Like, I mean, normally, like, if it's a really, like, it's a lopsided matchup and stuff, you'll see, like, you know, they give them a touchdown. It's a 7.5 point, something like that spread. But they're giving the Chiefs 11.5 right now. The money line for the Raiders right now is a plus 520. Jeez. So they ain't got a whole lot of confidence over at FanDuel that the Raiders are going to get this done. Right now, the over-under is 45.5. So, you know, so do with that what you will. But right now, the bet that I'm looking at right now, if the Raiders win and go over 45.5, if you bet the over, we've been betting the under all year long and we're 2-4. If we bet the over and the Raiders win, it's plus 1,000.
Wow.
Plus 1,000. So if you got a little extra quiche laying around the house, if you want to, you know, dig in between your couch cushions or whatever and find a little bit, I mean, it could pay big. You know, so if you really want to,
honestly, if the Raiders were going to win, they would the over would hit.
It would have to,
because we'd have to finally score more than 20 points.
We would have to.
We couldn't score 20 against the Titans, Michelle. Think we're gonna do that to the Chiefs on the road?
I do not. I do not.
Well, you know,
but anything's possible.
Jacoby Myers might not be here, so you know, so Geno might not be force feeding him the ball, throwing interceptions.
Those rumors are wound up today, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they are.
Yeah. So that's interesting. And so let's hit on that real quick. Thank you for the FanDuel odds, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
Let's touch on that Cobes thing real quick before we get into the episode number. No surprise, because Jacoby Myers asked for a trade at the beginning of the season. We know that was a contract, you know, negotiation attempt. And I think that the writing was on the wall when the Raiders didn't engage in extending him. I thought that was like, you know, that pretty much told us everything we needed to know. So now that the season is, you know, seemingly falling away from, you know, the opportunity to get into the playoffs or anything like that, you're going to trade a guy that's facing free agency to acquire some draft capital to take advantage of this offseason. Makes sense. business reasons, it makes sense. I don't love it because he's our best wide receiver.
Yeah.
And,
Is he?
Well, for what he does, sure.
Skill set, probably.
Yeah.
Use? No.
No, well, sure. Yeah. Well, although we're going to get some numbers that might surprise you here.
Okay.
Okay. But anyways, but I get it. Here's the thing, though, and here's the hitch, is that it's got to be enough compensation to be equal at a minimum, but likely greater than the compensatory pick we would get by losing him to free agency. Now, the compensatory pick is a formula. It's not like a set thing. But it's based on basically value of the contract. The higher the value of the contract, the higher production of the player, should he win, an offensive player of the year or whatever else, that kind of stuff. Not that he's going to, but if that were to be the case, it drives up the value of the compensatory pick. So we're likely looking at probably a fourth, maybe a third for Jacoby Myers in compensatory picks. Because maybe somebody that's going to sign him, they're going to sign him to a 4-year deal, or, you know what I mean? 2 years guaranteed, yada, 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 whatever. You guys figure out the money, $25 million, whatever the hell it is. So that's probably enough to garner a fourth or maybe a third. So that said, whoever wants to trade for Jacoby Myers, they better be coming with a 3rd-round pick probably. That's just Murf math and just my own.
That was kind of my thought too.
That's kind of, I think that, because you're not going to get a 2 for him. Certainly not going to get a 1. Could you get a 4th and a 5th and a player? Sure. I could see that. I could see us getting something in return, somebody in the secondary, something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? Somebody on the offensive line, for crying out loud. I could see a scenario playing out like that, where if I'm Spy Tech, I'm going, okay, I'll take a 5th and you're whoever offensive lineman. You know what I mean? Like, it worked out with Thomas Booker. He's arguably our best lineman right now, and we picked him up in a trade, right? And he was on the depth chart for Philadelphia. So if you got another team that's got a great offensive line, can you pick up like their a backup in that role and then a pick and send Jacoby Myers to Buffalo, right? Like something like that. You know what 100%. I'm saying? Like something that's a good fit for him, good fit for the team, and the team, like, they have a deep offensive line. I know they lost this week, but they have a deep offensive line, despite the fact that Josh Allen got a little bit roughed up. But when you look at the overall defensive lines, like, they're a pretty good one. So I think that would be the kind of scenario. So anyways, that's just my own speculation. Not saying it's going to happen, but I think that would need to be the case. Otherwise, they're just going to keep them locked up until the offseason.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, when you look at trade partners, potential trade partners, I look at a team like, I'm looking for teams that lost their receiver in doing an injury or something like that. The first one that comes to mind to me is the Giants. They're kind of on a roll.
Oh, interesting.
They're on a roll. They got Jackson Dart. They got Scattaboo and all that stuff. But Malik Neighbors goes down, torn ACL, out for the year. But they still want to build. They want to build this young kid and all that stuff. And trading for a guy like Jacoby Myers with freaking vice grips for hands might not be a bad call for a team like that.
Absolutely. That's a really good call, dude. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can
totally
the
totally
Giants
see it.
came out of nowhere, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that Scattaboo Dart combination. I mean, that's like, I'm not going to totally lament this last draft, but this is one of those things where, like, when you hear us preach all the time, harp on the idea, like, get a 1st-round quarterback. What did they do? They got freaking Abdul Carter at the top of this first round. Traded back in and got Jackson Dart, and then picked up Scattaboo in the 4th?
Yeah.
And then now look they're a completely different football team. Like, that's how quick this shit can turn around. And I don't even have the expectation that the Raiders would turn it around just because we did a thing, just because we drafted a guy. But as I've said on Silver and Black today and on Twitter and everywhere else, all you got to do is look into the example of the Oakland Raiders in 2014. We drafted Derek Carr at the top of the 2nd round. We drafted Khalil Mack at the top of the 1st round. We won 3 games that season that included a 10-game losing streak. Then the next year, we won 7 games, and the next year we were 12-4. Just like that.
Like that.
It turns around fast when you commit to a high talent, to a high-level talent at quarterback. You get a rookie contract. It allows you to spend, even a little overspend, on other positions. So what did they do? They sign Kelechi Osemele. They sign Rodney Hudson. They bring in Donald Penn. You build this absolute wall of an offensive line in front of Derek Carr, and look what happens. Like it's. I'm not saying it's the only formula, but it's a very proven formula even within our own football team. So when you bring up the Giants, it just kicks me in the nuts every time. It's like, why can't we freaking draft a first-round quarterback? No more Band-Aid. I'm in the camp now. I don't give a shit who it is. I don't care what other veteran quarterback you want to bring in. No. My fan opinion from now on until the day we do it will be draft a damn quarterback. High. First round. Draft a damn quarterback. Look at the league this week. I mean, I'm soapboxing. I want to get to the number. The league is littered with young quarterbacks balling out this week. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix. Come on, man. It's like, it's right there. It's right there. So anyways, I digress. Swag Jeff, you always take our episode number and tie it to something significant within Raider Nation. And tonight is 388. What do you got?
Oh my gosh. So we got a 2022 stat for you. So we're going back to 2022 and highlighting our tight end, Darren Waller, who is, so much respect to Darren. You know, once a Raider, always a Raider. Loved Darren when he was here.
Hey, when he was good, he was the best in the league,
he was
man.
the best of the best, man. Yeah, he could go toe-to-toe with any other tight end in the league, but he's made his comeback. He decided that rapping may not be the career path that he wanted to go down.
Shocker.
So he goes back to the Dolphins.
I'm really surprised at that.
Yeah.
Same.
But like he's kind of balling out. Like he's on kind of he's like on a play count or whatever. They're not playing him all game long or whatever, but they're throwing him in certain packages, and the dude is still balling out. The dude can still play and be elite. So, but back in 2022 was an injury-prone season for him. He played in 9 games. He had 28 receptions for 3 touchdowns and 388 yards.
Oh, nicely done, Jeff.
Yeah, so we talked about FanDuel and betting the over. So speaking of betting the over, let's hear from Uncle Mosh.
Why is that betting the over?
Hey, Raider Nation.
It was like a weight joke.
Old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up,
Can't be no
shut
skinny
up,
Santa.
and pay attention.
No, heck no.
You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murf would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. The Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio. Insta something. Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio.
The ticky-ticky-tacky-tock.
TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch?
Some of you out there twitching.
Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good. Oh, nicely done.
nice.
Nicely done. All right. Okay. We're gonna call this the segment, the time to find out who we are segment.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think this is a very critical point for the Raiders. Every week in the NFL is important. Every week is a must-win, if you ask me. I think that every game you play in the NFL is an absolute must-win. I think it's really a must-win when you play at home. I remember Warren Sapp said one time, you want to win all your games on the road. You want to win all your games at home and half your games on the road. That puts you, of course, that was back then, it was a 16-game season. That puts you 12-4. Off to the playoffs you go, right? And so I think that that's a good rule of thumb. So you want to win at home. We hadn't done that until this one, right? It was our first win at home. But the idea, though, is that as you start to approach the midpoint of the season, even though we have an extra game now, a 17-game season, you start to figure out who you are. And so then it's time to decide what you're going to do with what you are figuring out who you are. And so I want to check in with our minority owner, who is the one and only Thomas Earl Brady III, and check in with him and see what he has to say. This is the week before the season started, and these are his comments, and I think this is cool. This gives you a good insight, I think, of where the Raiders are going to kind of do a self-check and a self-assessment heading into the bye week after this game against the Chiefs.
You really don't know what type of team you are until right around Thanksgiving, because every team starts the year with free agency, draft picks, but every team feels like we're going to be way better. How many teams right now, 1 week before the season, think we've done everything to improve? All 32 teams are hopeful that they're going to be better this year than last year. And the reality is 5 games into the season, there's a half of the fan bases in the league are going to be like, we suck. We can't get anything right. That is 6 weeks from today. You're going to have half the fan bases in the NFL thinking about 2026 season. So you don't really figure out what team you are, because I believe the processes that you need to have to be successful are more important than the outcomes every given weekend. And if you have really good processes in place for improvement and development and coaching and strategy and recovery and practice, all those things that you saw, like in New England we had, well, over the course of 16 weeks or 17 weeks, they play themselves out. And by about midway, some teams are getting better every week with their practice habits. Some teams get worse. And then those teams early in the season that had hope, well, now they don't even have hope. Now they realize we suck and we have no shot. And then they start going the opposite direction, and the fans quit, the players quit. And I think that's why you need, and a lot of teams are, I think, going this way. I've heard this several times over the course of the offseason and even last year. We're drafting people before we're drafting players.
All right, so there's a lot to take in there from Sir Thomas Brady III. Okay, so Michelle, when I hear those comments from Tom, I think that gives you not only an insight to what his opinions are and what he's experienced, and he mentions New England there, but he, as we know at this point, he's got a big influence over this Raiders football team. And I think that when you look at the past draft, there is definitely holds true to what he's saying, that they're drafting high character guys, they're drafting guys that love football, but we've heard that from other regimes too. I never want to assume a loss. I don't want to put that on the team, especially the players. I might want to put that on the coaches, but I would not put that on the players, because those guys are gutting it out every week and giving it their absolute best, and we love them for it. But this is going to be a tall order for the Raiders. So here we would be at 2-5, heading into the bye week, where teams typically, where if you're going to make changes, like firing Pete Carroll's kid, then this would be the time to do it, right?
Right.
But so that just kind of tells me that this is a real gut check time for the team, and that at a minimum, my ask as a fan would be, if we don't beat the Chiefs, if this thing does go to that record and we're heading into the bye week, at an absolute minimum, they have to have a commitment to the youth movement, to these younger guys that they brought in that are always seemingly inactive on game day. Yeah. Play them. Yeah. Play the young kids. I'm sorry, Pete, I know you love Geno. Don't start him. Start Kenny Pickett, right? Like, I just think that it's time to recognize what you are, what Tom is saying there, and then move in a direction that will benefit the Raiders in the future, because clinging on to this shit right now is going to lead to just more losses and more failures. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely fair. It's and almost, I feel like we can kind of tell now who the team is. Like, I don't know that we have to wait till Thanksgiving to really know who this team is. And I think obviously after Sunday's game, because that will be you'll kind of be able to see, is the defense that, good, is the offense that shitty? Like, we'll really be able to see. And so I think absolutely sit Geno. I don't feel like Geno probably should have been said a few times already, but if they lose, then my 13-4 is shot. And so
that is true.
Then bench everybody, because you've ruined my season. So get the young guys in there. Yeah, because you need to see what they're talking about anyway. So yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
According to Pete, Jeff, they need practice anyways. So you might as well put the young guys in if you're just practicing.
Absolutely.
Which, have you ever heard a more asinine thing in your life?
Bananas.
Than a coach saying that they're practicing during the regular season?
That's wild.
Yeah, yeah. A freaking 13-year veteran needed more reps. He needed more practice. That's why they didn't pull him. Like, that's absolutely insane
That's like
to
a
think about.
first-year coach, never coached before kind of thing to say.
100%. 100%.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah.
You know what? And a lot of Pete, it seems that way. It's like, you don't seem like a guy that's been coaching football for 50 years.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And you know what? I think that, we've seen what we needed to see out of Geno Smith. We've seen what we needed to see at like this Caleb Rogers guy that could be our future starting left tackle. Like, put that guy in. Or is it Charles Grant?
Charles Grant.
Charles Grant. Okay. So Charles Grant is still been a healthy scratch, hasn't seen the
And
field.
Caleb Rogers has been too.
Caleb
Both of
Rogers
them
has
have.
been too. But we've seen what we needed to see out of Forsyth.
Oh,
that
geez.
dude is a freaking turnstile, man. Like, that is absolutely, he sucks, bro. That guy is really, really bad. And so, so I'm totally with you with this youth movement thing, and start it now. Like, what are we waiting on at this point?
Well, I think that there's still a season to be had. I mean, there's still, and listen, and they are, well, I know that's our fan opinions, but you got to consider that these guys are looking at this and they're going, this is a road division opponent, the arch rival of the Oakland, Las Vegas, Los Angeles Raiders. If we know Max is going to want to get after Patrick Mahomes' ass,
sure.
We know that this. Listen, they're not those veterans and any of those guys. They are not going into this with the mentality of, well, this season's done. They're not doing that. These guys are going into. They're going into it with the idea that if we can take out the Chiefs, that's back-to-back victories. That puts us both with an equal record at 3-4. The rest of the AFC is to be had. If we can beat the Chiefs, we can beat anybody. That's the mentality of the players. So, and that should be the mentality of the players, and that should be the mentality of the coaches. Yeah. Now, that said, we lost by 33? Was it 40-6 we lost the Colts? We lost by 33 points to the Colts. If we have another game like that, so 2 out of 3 games, you get your ass handed to you on the road by big margins, then it's time to realize what you are. Then it's time to just be like, you know what? You're not going to shut down Max. You're not going to do any of those kinds of things, but you can do what you're talking about, is that stop playing these Band-Aid veterans in there and start, I don't know, here's an idea. Why don't you throw Jack Besh the ball? How about we just target him once in a while? Like, that would be cool.
Let Dante Thornton run a route other than a go.
Something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, get those guys involved. You mentioned the offensive line. Get those guys involved. Here's an idea. We drafted 2 defensive tackles. Neither one of them have played. Mm-hmm. Like, I know Bakis has got a little bit in there, but like, here's another idea. Put him in at fullback on those short yard, you know what I mean?
That's the guy you throw to on that trick play instead of friggin' Alex Kappa.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the time to start doing this kind of stuff. And here we are. This is just the life of a Raider fan, man. It's not even the bye week, and we're talking about this. Already looking at next year, but like, it's what we got, man. So it's the reality of it. So we're gonna own it. We talk about the Raiders that are, not the Raiders that aren't.
But the Raiders beating Kansas City, though, would be really Raidery, because it would bring us right back to, because we're down bad now, even though we did just have a win. It was the Titans, so it was like, But they beat the Chiefs, and we're like, oh, shit. Are we going to the Super Bowl?
Right. Yeah.
But you know what, though? It's a good point, though, Michelle, is that, like, I think the term is overused nowadays, but you want to change the narrative on the season?
Yeah.
You want to change the narrative about the Raiders? There you go. It's right in your hands, Pete Carroll. It's right in your hands, Geno Smith. It's right there for you guys. Like, you want to change the way that this thing is going. This is the week to do it. This is the biggest. This will be the biggest game. Mark my words right here. Whatever date it is. What is it, October 15th?
Yes.
Mark the date today, Raider Nation. October 15th, 2025 of this season. This upcoming game on the road in Arrowhead will be the biggest game of the Raiders season. The end. Because there will either be a turnaround to be had, a recovery to be had, a validation of what these guys and coaches and everybody else has been telling us they're invested in, or it will be another black eye on the Raiders season because we'll be sent home from freaking Kansas City once again with our tail between our legs, and it's going to validate everyone else's opinion on the outside about what this Raiders team is.
Right.
So you're in control of this thing. After this, you're not going to be.
I do think it'll decide the trajectory of the season.
Don't you think so?
I really do think it will. Yeah.
Because if you talk about a confidence booster,
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Forget, like you mentioned us as fans. Heck, for the players.
Yeah.
You know, because Kansas City's playing well.
Yeah.
Like they're starting to really bring it around. So now if we beat them on the road, like that's a big ass deal.
Hell yeah.
You know? But
Yep.
we'll see.
Yep.
All right. Next up. So speaking of everybody's best friend, everyone's Papa Pete. I pulled another old clip.
Okay.
I'm pulling old clips today because
Okay.
you know what I'm doing? Pulling out the receipts, as the kids say. Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Someone's been on Twitter.
Someone has.
So this is Marshawn. I don't know how old this is. I'm thinking it's from last year. But he's talking about, well, it might even be from 2 years ago because this is Marshawn on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp. And he's talking about Pete Carroll and some of his decision-making with the then Seattle Seahawks. Okay? But when you take Marshawn's comments and contrast them, which we know Marshawn bleeds silver and black. So when you take that and you apply these things that he's being openly critical of, frankly, and apply them to what we're seeing now unfold with the Raiders, it gives you a really interesting perspective. So check this out, and I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are.
And intentionally be no hater towards nobody, but just certain shit makes sense and certain shit don't. That just don't make no sense. Mm-hmm. It's not a good football. It's not a football decision. It's not good football IQ on. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's not.
Was that the play that ended the Seattle Seahawks?
Most definitely. And they suffering that from still to this day.
Because I had a podcast at the time called Milding Off, and I went on that Monday, and I said they'll never be the same. I said they won't look at Pete the same. I said they realize because a lot of teams win one in a row. To be special, you win back-to-back Super Bowls because there've been so few that have done it.
Mm-hmm.
I said they will never believe in Pete the same way again.
And it's like, you know what I mean? Like when a Dauphin get that first high, they going to chase that.
You chase that. You search for that. It's called chasing the dragon.
Chase that motherfucker. And now you got a situation where I believe where you look at it, like that motherfucker is almost like he's trying to chase and rebuild that team that he had rather than moving forward and letting the guys that he got be the guys.
Yeah, you're not going to do that. You're not going to get a Sherm. I mean, you got a Sherm, you got a rookie Sherm and an Earl Thomas and a Cam Chancellor, and you got B Wags and you got KJ and you got Bennett and you got Averill and you got Red. I mean, bro, you're not going to recreate that.
You're not. But as long as you chasing that and you not building these individuals to be the greatest player that they can be, you're going to keep on, repeating history. Because he got some guys who I believe can play.
Right.
But if you got in your mind that you want
your guy
to be a Michael Bennett, or you got your guy, you want him to be a Marshawn, or you can't do that. But the thing is, if you go and groom that guy to be the best him, then it probably give yourself a better chance. You feel me? Because they got some dudes over there who I really,
you get down with.
I like. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as long as in their mindset, they trying to get him to be the goddamn 2013 Seahawks.
All right, Swag Jeff. So there were a couple of things that he had to say that really lit my brain up around, again, contrasting this with what the Raiders are. He was talking about there that if you can't recapture what players were. Now, you can take that model, okay? You can take the model of the Legion of Boom in the 2013 Seattle Seahawks. But if you're not taking the guys that you currently have in the building and coaching them up to be he called them to be the best hymns. If you're not coaching guys in there to be the best version of themselves, that's a failure. And that's something that we have talked about numerous times on this show, is that the most respect I have for coaching talent is taking the guys that you currently have and building around them in order to enable their success. You don't got to look further than Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears this year. That team is practically the same as they were last year under Eberflus, where they failed miserably. And now this guy's got him playing at a very high level because he's letting them do what they do best. He's putting Caleb Williams in a position to do what Caleb Williams does best, right? Pete Carroll, we have not seen to date him do anything, not anything, but very little to put players in positions to do what they do best. We saw him try to mess with Ashton Genty. We've seen him mash with JPJ. We've taken these rookie and these younger players that we've had. They're inactives. They're not like, you start to see these things and you see a stiffness and a rigidity and we're going to do it this way. Well, maybe that way doesn't work. Right. And how long does it take for that to prove out? And when you stay married to your system, when you stay married to the way that you, quote, do things, and the team doesn't have success, well, then it's an exercise in arrogance to me. And I don't understand it, why you wouldn't be willing to mold these guys and to work with what is the things that they do best and let them do that and put them in those positions. And then the other thing that he had to say, when he started rattling off the players that were on that team and he was just on the defense, it pushes me to think and to realize in so many occasions when it comes to coaches, I'm not devaluing the effectiveness of a high quality head coach, but I think it highlights what a good GM can do. When John Schneider is drafting Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Michael Bennett, right? Wagner, KJ. Like, come on, man. Like, you got to be a shitty ass head coach to blow it with those guys on the field. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, it makes your job a lot easier as a head coach. It's what I've always said about Al Davis. It's one of the reasons that, to easy Raider Nation, but one of the reasons that it took Tom Flores so long to get into the Hall of Fame was because Al was building monster football teams. You know what I mean? It highlighted Al's ability to build a team, I thought, more than Coach Flores' ability to coach. That's not a knock against Coach Flores. Mm-hmm. So don't hear what I'm not saying, but that's a really good example. And so now, looking back and hearing Marshawn's comments, are we going, well, maybe Pete is the Hall of Famer. Maybe he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, it's just that hearing Marshawn, I love Marshawn because Marshawn, there's no bullshit in that guy. He is 100% face value, transparent, tells you what he thinks, and I trust what he's saying. There's no bullshit in there. There's no player speak in there. There's no coach talk in there. It's just straight up what the facts are. And those facts, when you apply them to the 2025 Raiders, don't look good. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. It is concerning to me that I feel like there's like a Pete Carroll club going on right now. And like only the cool guys can be what Pete Carroll is talking about. That's why Gino has like Pete's got hit, like, you know how Gruden always had his my guy. But like Pete is very similar in that way. Like he's got his guys that I love this guy, don't like this guy. That's why you've seen so many problems going on with JPJ. Mm-hmm. That's why you saw a guy like Jermaine Pratt get cut. That's why you see Jacoby Myers maybe not getting, the targets and the ball that, but he sure as hell loves Trey Tucker. He sure as hell loves Geno Smith, but like it's really interesting that Marshawn said all that because like that's what he's been doing. That's what he's been chasing, that greatness, chasing that Super Bowl winning, team that he had. I mean, look at Russell Wilson. When Russell Wilson got ousted out of Seattle, what'd they do? He brought in Geno Smith, who is kind of just like Russell. The same kind of skill set, same kind of where he can scramble around a little bit. He can, extend plays.
Deep ball.
Deep ball, 100%. So, it makes all the sense in the world that Marshawn said that. And maybe he's right. Maybe it was Schneider in Seattle that was building super teams like Al did. And Pete was just kind of the guy that made it all happen because when it was put in Pete's hand, what happened? He threw the ball at the 1 yard line.
I think a good coach, a good leader steps into a situation and scans for the strengths of each player and then takes that strength and builds on it, accentuates it. And I do think he's probably trying to right a wrong, like he's probably trying to rebuild the, what he had to try to prove to everybody that, he is who he thinks he is, so, but yeah, I think it's not a good look though, to hear him be called out because he's literally doing that same thing. So he's not learned. So we have another Josh McDaniels on our hands, that's going to be really rigid and try to force his way, and I don't think that ever works.
I don't think
Josh
so
McDaniels
either.
won 6 games his first season.
Oof. So we're even.
That's a prayer right now to get to 6.
No, literally.
Bro, like you aren't. I don't think
we're gonna win 4, dude.
I don't know if we can win 3. Who are we gonna beat? The Browns? I mean, like, what? You know what? We've been teasing doing a little. Let's just do a collective one here. I'm just gonna bring it up. Okay, let's just do a collective from the group. All right, on the road against Kansas City right now, October 19th.
Okay,
early game on the road. No, we're not. Look, if I have to bet my mortgage, I'm betting we lose this game.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we got the bye week.
Mortgage. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Think of it like that.
To
That way,
take my silver and black glasses off.
we have to bet our mortgages.
My 13 and 4. Let me take that. Let me take those glasses off. Okay.
Let's think of it like that. Okay. So it's very consequential. So it takes our rooting nature out of it. Got the bye week.
Right.
We are not good usually coming out of the bye week, and we've got the Jaguars at home. Pretty hot Jaguars team.
Yep.
I think that's a loss.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Then we got Monday Night Football. Okay. On the road at Mile High.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad.
I think that's a loss. I think we're losing that game. And people out there would say, "Oh, who the Broncos beat?" Well, they just beat the Eagles. That's saying something. And I know they've got some others in there. The
Martin Wyo said, "We lose in the bye week too."
Well, that's true.
Well, and in prime time at their house, the Raiders love to make other quarterbacks look like elite quarterbacks when everybody's watching. So.
And don't you know that's going to be the game that Nick Bonito goes nuts, gets to Geno Smith 4 times and whatever. Okay, so then you got Monday Night Football. Excuse me, that was a Sunday night game. That's the one against the Broncos. Monday Night Football is against the Cowboys. The next week, we've got the Cowboys at home on Monday Night Football.
We might win that game.
I think that's a maybe.
That's a maybe.
Cowboys are playing pretty well.
No, they're not. They lost to the freaking Panthers.
Yeah, but they're playing well.
Yeah, I still think we can.
Okay. All right. Okay, so
if morale is still high at that point, I think we can.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Fair enough.
That one's. I'm not saying that we're going to win that game, but that one is like a.
We have a chance.
Yeah. So you're saying there's a chance.
Okay. So let's take. Okay. So then that puts us to 3 wins.
Okay.
All right. Then we've got the Browns coming to Allegiant.
Oh. Okay. I think we can win that one.
Okay. Back-to-back wins.
Okay,
It puts us at
back-to-back
4 on the
wins.
season. Then we've got to go at SoFi.
Wait, back-to-back wins puts us at 4 wins?
Yeah.
Yes. With 6 games left. Yeah.
Oh.
So then we've got, I know. Okay. So we've got the Chargers on the road at SoFi.
Yeah, they'll punk us there.
Because we never win at SoFi.
Nope.
Yeah.
So we got that. Then we got the Broncos coming back to Vegas. Okay. I don't feel great about that.
Nope.
Not feeling real good.
I don't feel great about any of the division games, frankly.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we got to go at Philadelphia.
Oh, gosh.
In December.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck. You're going to need it.
No kidding.
Then we get the Texans on the road. That's a coin flip, I'd say, at this point.
Yeah.
They're not playing that well.
They're not playing that well.
Then we've got the Giants coming in.
No.
And then we've got the Chiefs to close out the season.
Good Lord.
So we have 4, maybe 5.
Maybe 5.
So at best, again, not speaking this over them, but at best, a 1-game improvement over last year. Now, is that worthy of a coach with the supposed caliber of Pete Carroll, the supposed caliber of Geno Smith, the supposed caliber of Chip Kelly, supposed caliber, frankly, of Patrick Graham. Like, one game better? Likely could be an equal record. Everything you did, John Spytek, throw him in there too. Yeah. Everything you did this last offseason, and you didn't get one game better? Or you got a game better?
That's why.
Come on, y'all. Like, I mean, this is like when I start talking about like blow this shit up.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
Well, because that's what happens when you use a Band-Aid, when you bring in a Band-Aid quarterback. Like, you really don't get better enough to continue getting better. Does that make sense? Like, that you're almost just stagnant with little improvement. That's like dangling at a carrot in someone's face, saying, "Look, we improved." Yeah, but not enough. You're gonna improve one game for the next 10 years, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you know, Jeff and shout out Vincente in there says, guys, you got to have faith. Listen, man, you will find no more faithful, positive fans than us. Yeah. Just look at us in the offseason, okay? Yeah. But this is what the Raiders have done to us based on how this season has gone, is that it's, what have they done? I'll ask you, Jeff. If you do want to put on rose-colored glasses, and listen, and it's a fair question, or it's a fair statement anyways, because we are such positive people. If that doesn't tell you, and you know what I mean? If that doesn't express like how bad this thing is already, but that you got three incredibly positive people over here in the freaking trenches with this damn football team.
I mean, I said 13-4, you said 12-5, and you said 11 and I mean, we
No, he said 12-5. I said 11.
That's right. Yeah, like, I mean, we were, even after the first couple losses, like, we were like, you know, we are positive people.
Yes.
You can't get any more positive than us.
I agree. Yes. And so what then has given you evidence to, quote, keep the faith going the rest of the way? Like, what? I mean, Brock Bowers is hurt. Our offensive line is a colander. Ashton Genty's getting going a little bit. Great. Geno Smith is a turnover machine. We can barely get to the quarterback unless we're playing the Tennessee Titans. Like, what? Our secondary gets torched, as Will Compton said about our secondary. We have players so close to each other that they got two guys that could shit in the same Coke can. That's an analysis of what's going on defensively in our secondary. So, like, what is the things, Jeff, that would give you faith that, yeah, this thing is going to be okay?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of bright spots right now. I think Trey Tucker is a bright spot. Ashton Genty, some games, is a bright spot. I think Devin White, is impressed. You know, I think he, has kind of returned to form after a couple of slouch seasons and stuff like that in Houston and other places like that. So, I mean, you can hang your hat on that. But I think that, like, all of this talk, like, that's why this game is so important, this Chiefs game, because it really will send us into the stratosphere of what the rest of the season is going to look like. So, I mean, like, if there's ever a time to have faith, this week is the week, because the team is going to need every bit of faith that we're going to pull this off, But I mean, because like what we said, if we can beat the Chiefs, we can beat anybody. So if we find a way, we find a formula, if Geno figures it out, if the defense figures it out, if Malcolm Kuntz remembers how to play football, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Jeez, where's that guy, man?
You know what I mean? Like, some of these things, if Caillou Blue Kelly can learn how to, guard, all these, like, it's possible that we could go on a little bit of a run, because if we can beat the Chiefs, we can beat anybody. And there's also teams like the Jaguars that will, kick the Chiefs' ass and then lose to the Seahawks. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, and the Cowboys could, lose to the Panther. Like, I mean, there's still some winnable games here, but like this next week is, it's crucial. It's crucial.
It's crucial, yeah, and especially the way the AFC is shaping up, like with the teams that we talked about, the teams that are bad. Yeah. I mean, no one expected the Ravens to be the Ravens. Nobody expected the Bills, and I know the Bills still have a good record, but like, I mean, that was a bad loss against Falcons the other day. They got punked, man.
Yeah, they
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so you don't expect to see that, for them to get roughed up like that. But so the AFC, and especially our division, like our division is down. The Chiefs are 500, and we're 6 weeks into this thing. I saw we had a super chat in there. Somebody shout out that super chat, please.
Yeah, Hoffy in there says maybe the 4D chess moves was there to have Spytech by the team while Pete is the fall guy. I don't think Spytech leaves with Pete with a $10 donation. To One Nation Foundation.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't think if a coaching change is to be made at the end of this season, I don't think you fire Pete Carroll. I think that he retires. I think that that's the move. I think that way it allows him to save face. And he says, you know what? I really, I spent that time back away from my family. I realized I want to be back with the grandkids, watching the middle school games, yada, 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 whatever. And so I'm going to go ahead and gracefully step aside. John Spytek retains this position, and we go and, hire Cliff Kingsbury or something or whatever. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he's one of Tom's boys, you know what I mean? And there's a bunch of good offensive coordinators out there. I ran through a bunch of them the other show, but there's Wes Phillips and there's, Clay Kubiak, and there's a lot of guys out there that want to be head coaches that are really good offensive coordinators. And I think that you pair that guy up with a young first-round quarterback, and then all of a sudden now we've got something to talk about,
There's also John Gruden that might be out there.
You watch him go to college. I think he's going to go to college.
I think he's going to coach the Tennessee Titans.
Dude. He loves Tennessee.
Yeah.
We know he loves Tennessee. His wife went to school here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what's funny, dude, is that rumor that we heard, when we overheard that well, he wasn't even over here. It was Michelle and I. That guy told us flat out because he knew a guy that's really close to John and said, don't be surprised if this guy comes back to coach and he coaches the Raiders. That was before the Pete Carroll thing. And I think everybody looked at Pete Carroll as being more than just a one and done or even two and done, whatever kind of a thing. But it would not shock me. It would not shock me to see, especially now that John Gruden's got his discovery from the courts. Like he's going to leverage all because you don't need money. That's the thing about that's beautiful about this potential takedown of not take down the whole league, but of certain people within the NFL. John don't need the money.
No,
he got plenty of money.
Yeah.
He's coming for blood.
Yep.
And I'm here for it.
What a place to be in.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it. I hope it exposes Roger Goodell, obviously Dan Snyder. Like, I think that there is so much shady shit that goes on in the NFL behind the scenes. And I think that, and clearly this was a targeted takedown of him. And I think that if he has the opportunity to absolutely expose the NFL and take some heads with them, you watch. That's what this guy's going to do. And I love it because I'm not, I still love the NFL. I mean, I'm not crapping on the league. I love it with all of my being. But I don't love the version of it that it is today versus what we were watching as recently as 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Don't love it as much. And I think that that's 100% because they're driven by money, driven by greed, driven by the need for exposure, driven by all that bullshitty stuff that has nothing to do with football and it has nothing to do with your core fan base. That's the shit that pisses me off. Is that it's like, I understand you want to grow and you want to make this a bigger thing and all that. Branch out, do all that stuff. But don't forget about us. Don't forget about us in the process. We're the ones that got you here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't forget about us. Like that. Don't abandon the fan that built this whole damn thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but anyways, I'm risking my soapbox, and you guys know where this goes. So let's go ahead and move off of this subject real quick before I get into a big rant.
There you go. Hey, so Raider Rick is in there. Says Bowers is competing with Kappa for playing time with a $2 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Thank you,
much
Raider Rick.
respect.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you. All right. Enough of this sad sackery. This is Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter journey into the dark side. Let's have some fun.
Okay, let's do that.
You damn mopes.
Las Vegas, a city without a pro football team, in a world gone mad. What can we do about it? Acquire the most desired franchise in sports history? Sin City, lost wages, home of the Elvis weddings, and 24-hour debauchery. But finally, a match made in heaven. The Oakland Raiders have landed in the desert with the Death Star as their home. And to celebrate beyond your imagination has come 3 individuals hosting the most irreverent show while paying homage to the storied history of this franchise. Raiders Fan Radio with Murf, Swaggy J, and Michelle, taking a lighter side journey into the dark side.
All right, we appreciate all of those of you that are joining us live for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 388 of Raiders Fan Radio. And Michelle, who do we have in the chat room tonight?
All right, we've got Jordan Ford's in there, Martin's in there, My 2 Cents, Raider Rick, Wyo's in there, Ron, Hoffy, Vicente. Let's see, who else is in there? Joe Estrada's in there. Dev Royal's in there. Listen, everybody's in there.
That's awesome,
Thanks
man.
for being here, guys.
Absolutely. We appreciate you also very, very much for joining us for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. All right, I've got a fun segment we're going to get to here. So around here at Raiders Fan Radio, we got segments. I don't know if you guys know. We got segments. We'll do a segment on you.
We will do a segment.
Hey.
Tell us about your life.
And so we have a segment called the Raiders Fan Radio Investigative Report Series. Oh. And then we have a segment called Raiders and Pop Culture. Mm-hmm. And then we have a segment called the Raiders Murph's Black Hole of the Internet. There are 3 different, we don't always do every segment every week, but we have a lot of different segments that we'll rotate around through.
Yeah.
This is one of the very first times that I've stumbled across a story. I've stumbled across a story that can qualify as all 3 segments. So
wow.
This is a 3-in-1. So we're going to walk through this together. Okay? And first off, we're going to go to the great rookie, the aforementioned Ashton Jeanty, who we all love, who's having a great season so far. Once the offensive line started to figure it out a little bit, they started actually getting the guy the ball in space. What a concept.
Oh, wow.
I know, right?
Go figure.
And they let him stand up straight.
And so Ashton Jeanty was having a lot of fun before the Titans game the other day, and he was singing on the sideline. We love a good mic'd up around here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so this is Ashton Jeanty mic'd up before the start of the Raiders-Titans game. All right, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Football! 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 Bro, what? I'm finna be saying that all day. Football! 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 Football!
We have a football game today.
Oh! It's a beautiful day for some football! 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 I'm good, bro?
I'm good. You good?
I'm great. Playing football, man.
I love that.
Isn't that great?
I love that.
Okay, so I'm like, what is he doing? Right? He's just saying football, right?
Uh-huh.
So I launched a Raiders Fan Radio investigative report.
Index cards, tuck rule, Hall of Fame snubbing, rule changes, flat earthers, JFK assassination, moon landing, or 9/11. If you're needing clarification on urban legends, conspiracy theories, fake news, or you just don't believe the chemical fertilizer has hit the ventilation system the way it's being reported, tune in to Reefers. That's Raiders Fan Radio Investigative Report Series, where we deliver the straight poop, and that's no bullshit.
All right, so here we go. So investigative report to figure out where Ashton Jeanty was getting his football.
Okay.
So I recognized it from somewhere, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Now, I'm a big movie guy. I watch a lot of movies, and I get movie quotes and things stuck in my head. And I'm like, this has got to be from a movie. It's from something that I've seen. But I'm like, but it's spooky season, so I'm only watching scary movies. I'm not watching anything else but that. So I didn't want to like dig in to like a bunch of like, movies trying to figure it out. So I turned to the internet. So here lies Murph's Black Hole of the Internet.
Murph's Black Hole of the Internet.
A journey that begins where everything ends.
All right, you guys ready for this? Ready. So I dive into the interwebs and I start looking around for football and I found it.
You did?
And it clicked in my head what it's from. And I want to ask you, because I'm speculating. Because now, see, this is the kind of shit the beat reporters need to be asking in a press conference.
True.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that from? Because I think, and here's where we're going to get to the third segment included in this, is that it's Raiders and pop culture. Because in 1986, the great Goldie Hawn was in a football movie called Wildcats.
Okay.
And in the credits of the movie Wildcats, she and the rest of the cast did a very original song to go to play through the credits. You can't get more 1986 sounding than this song. And listen to, so it's, the guys are rapping, including Woody Harrelson, you'll hear in there.
Okay.
And then listen to what Goldie Hawn is saying during this song.
Wildcats. I say they call me Trumaine, the ebony lover. I validate the theory when I'm under the cover.
It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings.
Football.
My name's Tarul, I'm a real bad dude, making sounds and noises that are certainly rude. But when we're on the field, my noises aren't art like a ender or a plain old farm.
It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings.
Football.
I was leader of the team for about a week. My specialty was the quarterback sneak. I was sacked and attacked, my bag was packed when I got the word in the form of a bird.
It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings.
Football.
We once were a team that never could mesh it, but now we're something fresher than fresh.
I think we're jamming, and that's a fact. Everybody say, Wildcats, 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 Wildcats. It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings.
Football.
Marty's little girls and no other sucker made a banner that was a bad mother.
Don't cuss.
Not us.
It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings.
Football.
Ha ha ha, my name is Finch, and as you know, I used to sit on the bench. Money, food, and necessities of life, those are the things that keep me nice. But when I don't get them, I go berserk and act just like a 400-pound jerk.
Beat this out as soon as you can with just kicking it around, my man. It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings. Football.
Wildcats.
Football.
Wildcats.
Football.
Wildcats.
Football.
I got it.
Wildcats.
Football.
Wildcats.
Football.
Wildcats.
Football.
Wildcats.
Football.
Wildcats.
Football.
Wildcats.
Football.
Wow.
Football. Football.
Your Honor,
Listen,
the defense
Wow.
rests.
There you go.
how, was that 30 years before he was born? Like,
But it's a football movie.
yeah, it is a football movie.
Football.
I need to know if he
Yeah.
watched that movie, or maybe his parents or his grandparents probably. Oh,
Dang.
What do you think? Am I?
I mean, it's on beat. I mean, it makes sense.
It sounds just
It
like it.
sounds just
Yeah,
like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if he's a football movie junkie, then yeah, he's stumbling upon Wildcats football and Goldie Hawn and all. So I mean, it's very possible, dude.
And watching it through the credits.
There you go.
Football.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
and
that-
then
Oh
he
my
went
gosh.
into the falsetto, kind of went to the higher, and she did too.
She did
in
too.
that.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I need to know.
You can't get
We
this
need to
from
know.
any other.
No, that was
any other
that
film.
was
This is-
true journalism. Like that.
Thank you, Michelle.
You and you didn't give up, and that's really
We are highly influential ranking members of Raiders fan created media around here.
You didn't work very much yesterday, but damn it, you found that shit.
You don't, and the internet's a really scary place to dig deep. So, good for you.
Thank
for
you.
doing that.
I
Good
won't
job.
tell you. I mean, I came across Kardashians and all kinds of shit trying to find that stuff.
Oh my gosh,
football.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm proud of you, man. That's good stuff.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's all I
There
got.
you go.
It's a good job.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hit a break.
Okay.
Nobody enjoyed a good Donnybrook more than sixth-year linebacker Phil Villapiano.
Football. That's going to be...
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Phil Villapiano, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Brockman from The Rich Eisen Show.
And it's Del Tufo from The Rich Eisen Show.
You're listening on Raiders Fan Radio. Yes!
Need some refreshment? Sip Real. At HTO, you can dive into dozens of flavors of real and real refreshing iced tea. Mix and match your faves or grab a gallon to go. HTO, real tea, real refreshing.
All right, we thank the good folks at HTO.
Hey, we were in that 80s mood. I thought maybe you were going to hit the beef.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you want to hit the
Anytime.
beef, Jeff? That's up to you.
It's always a good time to hit the beef.
Beef hitter, you. Did you just say?
It's always a good time.
It's always a good time to hit the beef.
Go on the power, go for the glory. This is the story of what you're made of. Beef gives strength, it helps you through it. Beef gives strength, it helps you through it.
Beef in a balanced diet is one of the best sources of protein, iron, and B vitamins going for a whole new pride in strength.
Beef gives strength, helps keep you going. Beef gives strength from inside. Beef puts pride in your body. Beef gives strength.
Dang, Jeff, you're really leaning into that one.
I like that part.
The beef puts pride in your body?
Yeah, it's funny. Not my body.
Just like, no, mine in particular.
Not my body.
Not
my body.
I think everybody's body.
I mean, depends.
You have to take that up with beef.
I guess you're right.
Damn you, Michelle.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's talk about some numbers.
Okay.
Oh, we love numbers around
We
here.
love numbers around here. We hate math, but we love numbers. So,
Yeah, we do.
All right, so I'm going to put you guys on the spot because I love to do that. So we're going to go over some team rankings.
Okay.
To start off with, we're going to do team rankings. We're going to do player performances, and I want to see where you guys think that we stack up going into this game against the Chiefs. Okay.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
All right. Total offense. Where do you think the Raiders are in ranking for total offense this season, Michelle? Out of the 32 teams, if you had to pick 1 to 32, where do you think your Las Vegas Raiders are in terms of offensive ranking?
29.
Not bad. 23.
Okay.
23. So doing a little better than there. Okay. So pass offense is 18th. Rushing offense is 23rd. Okay.
Okay.
Points per game, Swag Jeff. Where do you think we come out? 1 to 32.
27.
Very good guess there. 29. So that is an average of 17.2 points per game this season. And then when we look at our third down offensive percentage, which is one that you really need to be good at as far as converting on third down, we are 12th in the league. But when it comes to fourth down, we are 23rd in the league. This one is, Michelle, scoring in the red zone. So offense, so for touchdowns, scoring touchdowns in the red zone, where do you think our offense currently ranks?
28.
31.
God.
Just one up from the
bless
bottom.
America.
That's
My
you
goodness.
got to score in the red zone. This is all. Any of the criticisms I ever had around Derek Carr, this was the number one thing right here. Put the ball in the end zone when you're in the red zone. And the Raiders, as I mentioned earlier, had a 10-minute drive, marched the length of the field, and kick the field goal. Like we can't do that.
Can't do that.
Definitely can't do that against the Kansas City Chiefs, where they rank 8th in total offense. They rank 9th in points per game. They are 11th in third down efficiency, and they are 13th in red zone conversions, scoring touchdowns. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Michelle, we'll start with you. Total defense, where do you think our Raiders rank?
Okay. 21.
11.
Oh, okay. Well, I was
Total
being-
defense, we're ranked 11th?
11. We're only allowing 311 yards a game collectively. Okay. So that is 10th in rush defense. We have a top 10 defense when it comes to the run and a top 20 defense when it comes to the pass. All right. Now, points per game. We are allowing 24.8 points per game, Swag. Jeff, where do you think that ranks?
26th.
Damn, you're close, bro. 23rd. 23rd points per game. And then stopping other teams on third down, we are 25th. Stopping other teams on fourth down, we are 29th. But then what do you think we are, Michelle, in terms of stopping other teams in the red zone? Keeping them from scoring touchdowns.
13.
Boom!
Really?
Nailed it.
High
five. Bam.
Crush that
Nice. Okay, we can end the show. Bye.
You know, the kids would call you a ball knower. You seen that?
I've not seen
Sorry,
that.
just kidding.
Yeah. They'd be like, this guy knows ball. He's a ball knower.
Yeah.
So, no, you nailed that one.
Wow.
Okay, so the Chiefs then, total defense 12th versus our 11th. Points per game, 11th, so much higher than ours at 20.7 average. Third down defensively, they are 14th. They are second in the league defending on fourth down.
Oh, geez.
That's a tall order, but if we got to go for it on fourth down at Arrowhead. And then they are 16th in terms of keeping teams out of the red zone. So that's the one stat when it comes to all these offensive and defensive stats. It's the one that they are actually worse than us at.
Okay.
Turnover ratio, Swag Jeff.
Oh, God.
Where do you think we're at?
32nd.
No, not quite. We're tied for 26th.
Okay.
Tied for 26th with -4. So you want to have a positive number here, like the Kansas City Chiefs, who are +4. So that gets them tied for 6th place in the NFL.
Who is worse than us in that?
Oh, I don't know. Probably the Bengals.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Think about teams like that.
I mean, I just think like Geno leads the
That's
league
what I
with
was
10
thinking,
interceptions.
yeah.
Like,
but we
sure.
don't get the ball back. Like, because this is turnover ratio, right? So, like, because we've gotten, 2 fumble recoveries and then...
a couple interceptions. Yeah,
whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
All right, so penalties. This shocked me. Where do you think we are? I'll ask you, Michelle. Where do you think we are in penalties ranked so far this year?
I don't know. 9? I feel like we haven't had a lot.
Look at you.
Okay. Okay.
She studied this shit. Y'all been talking.
I wish.
Damn it.
37 penalties on the year for number 9.
Yeah.
Chiefs have 42 on the year for 16th. Penalty yards, 306 for the Raiders, 350 for said Kansas City Chiefs. All right, here we go. This will be fun. Jeff, who's our passing leader so far this year?
Geno Smith.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
With 1,300 passing yards, passer rating of 77.6. Conversely, Mahomes is thrown for 1,500 yards and a passer rating of 99. Completion percentage of 64.8. So a worse completion percentage, but much more yards. Rushing yards, obviously our leader is,
Ashton Jensen.
of course, at 424 yards on the season. He also leads the team in touchdowns rushing touchdowns with 3. Receptions, Swag Jeff. Who do you think is leading the team in receptions?
Trey Tucker.
No, Jacoby Myers, 29.
Really?
Yep, Jacoby Myers at 29. Now in receiving yards,
well, it's Trey.
It's Trey Tucker. And Trey Tucker also leads in receiving touchdowns with 4. Scrimmage yards, it's Genty. First downs, it's Genty. Who do you think is our leading tackler, Michelle? We've talked about him tonight a couple times.
I don't know. No.
Devin White.
Devin White. Yeah, Devin White.
yeah.
You had 9 solo tackles in this last game alone? So Devin White is our leading tackler. Sacks, you want to try it, sacks? One, and then the other guy was kind of the surprise, frankly, until Max had a big. Well, I just gave you one.
Well, I was gonna say Max Crosby. That seemed like an easy one, but you can take the other one.
Yeah, Lualu.
Exactly. Yeah, they both are tied with 4 at sacks on the year. Interceptions, we got 3 guys tied with 1. Forced fumbles, we got 4 guys tied with 1. This was surprising to me. See if you can get this one, Jeff. Special teams tackles. Who's leading the team?
Oh, geez.
That's a tough one. If you get this, man,
is it a name that I'll know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Michael Mayer?
That's a good guess. Tommy Eichenberg.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Tommy Eichenberg is your leading tackler. And then punt return is Bachman. Lauby is your kick returner. And then
and shout out Bachman. Like, that dude had a freaking game on the punt returns.
He had a good game.
He had a great game.
He had a very good game in the punt returns. And then scoring, the leading scorer that's not a kicker is Ashton Genty with 30 points. And then scoring, of course, is Daniel Carlson. And then the Chiefs go as you would expect him to be. Mahomes leads in everything when it comes to throwing. When it comes to receptions, it's Brown. Receiving yards, it's Kelsey. When it comes to touchdowns, it's Brown. Scrimmage yards, it's Kelsey. First downs, it's Hunt. Like, it's yada, yada, yada. George Karlaftis is their leading sacker with 3.5. Like, it pretty, Harrison Butker's their leading scorer in total. Like, so it pretty much goes the way that you would expect it to against the Chiefs. All right, let me give you a couple more here before we get to the Sea of Fans mailbag. Across the league, missed tackles. Who do you think is, when it comes to missed tackles, is the highest in the league? Think about a bad defense.
The Titans.
That's a good guess. Surprisingly, they're not. They're down like number 8 with 44 missed tackles. There's a team way higher than them. Think about like one of the worst. They just made a panic move for a quarterback.
Oh, the Bengals.
There you go. The Bengals at 68 missed tackles on the year. Jets are at 54. Seahawks 51. Commanders at 50. Cowboys 46. And tied with the Cowboys is
the Raiders.
The Raiders, absolutely. So tied for 5th for most tackles in the league. So as much as we love to celebrate, like
who has the most missed tackles for us? Do you know that?
I don't know that. I don't have that handy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would guess.
Do your own black hole of the internet. Figure it out.
Well, I thought maybe you had all that, but no, I think it's Isaiah Polamau.
Oh.
That could be.
He's been struggling.
Someone in the chat will probably know.
Yeah.
Geno Smith, this last game, this wasn't on my list. This is just off. Did you see this? Is lowest average yards per pass.
Oh, yeah.
Was this last game?
Yeah, because remember during the game, was this the game where the announcers were like, yeah, they've kept him and he's had a really good success with keeping it under 10, and then immediately threw an interception.
Yep.
And it was like, oh my God,
there he
they
is.
jinxed him. There he is. There we go.
Absolutely.
Polamau, yeah.
It is Polamau?
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. So interesting there. So it's, and this, I said this on Silver and Black today when I was on with Scott, that they literally dumbed down the offense. Like they literally pull back, and it's so frustrating as a fan that you have a 35-year-old guy that's been in the league for 13 years. Why are we dumbing down the offense? That's rookie shit. That's stuff that you do for a rookie, not for a guy that's been in the league for this long. And so I look at that and I'm like, well, was it too complicated to begin with? Like, did they put, to go back to the question that I asked earlier, like about Pete Carroll, like, is he putting all of the players in the most favorable position possible to feed their own success? Was all this shit that we're giving Geno and about like, well, where'd this version of Geno come from? Well, did they put way too much on him? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, did they set him up to where like they just flooded him with this bananas ass offense? Yeah. And here he was trying to like keep up with it and couldn't. So they had to quote dumb it down. Maybe it wasn't his fault. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. I'm not excusing Geno. Yeah. He's the one throwing the passes. But I think there's a case to be made there that maybe you tried to do too much too fast.
Well, I mean, considering that there's been some issues with other players that the coaches have had, it seems like it could very much be the leadership's them doing, being responsible for that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And we're looking at these guys going like, wow, these guys weren't prepared. Well, maybe they were prepared. They just don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
when you got guys like freaking Jordan Meredith coming up from snapping the ball and he's looking around for someone to block, or Dylan Parham look around for someone to block. Maybe it wasn't a lack of prepreration. Maybe they just didn't know what the hell they were doing to begin with.
Maybe you should put them in the positions that they're meant to play.
Come on, dude.
Meant to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, last season, our offensive line was nothing to be proud of by any means. But, like, at the end of the season, we had Meredith on, was it left guard? And then JPJ
I
at
can't
center.
remember.
But like all three of those guys now are in a different position than what they were last year. But like Taylor Lewan said, like, you can't always play every position. Sometimes you're just good at left guard, and that's it. You know, and that's okay.
Taylor said that, like, I can't play the right side. If you ask Taylor Lewan, like, would you be willing to go move to right tackle or could swing, whatever? He's like, no, I can't. It's like brushing my teeth with the other hand. I don't do it. I don't go to the right side. I only go to the left side. And he was a premier left tackle, one of the best in the league, highest paid at the time, offensive tackle in the league. Literally will tell you, I can't play on that other side. So, again, why try to force guys into boxes? Like, let them do what they do well. All right, jeez.
Yep.
All right, let's do some fun numbers. Max Crosby currently leads the NFL with 10 tackles for loss in 2025. He has also now joined Pro Football Hall of Famer Jared Allen, and Aaron Donald is the only player since 2000 with at least 10 tackles for loss in each of their first 7 NFL seasons. The Raiders defense has allowed 39% successful run rate to opponents in 2025, according to Next Gen Stats. That's tied for 10th lowest percentage allowed in the NFL. One more to give you, Jeff. Here's your guy. On passes of 20 or more air yards, Trey Tucker has 4 receptions for 148 yards and 2 touchdowns on 6 targets. His 66.7% catch percentage on targets of 20 or more is tied for 3rd best in the NFL. So pretty solid, man. Pretty solid downfield threat. Yeah. 2 more things to look for in this game. When it comes to Ashton Genty, 1 more touchdown from scrimmage. Ashton Genty would tie Bo Jackson and Raymond Chester for the 2nd most scrimmage touchdowns in Raiders history for a rookie through 7 career games. With 1 receiving touchdown, Genty would become the first rookie running back in NFL history to record at least 3 receiving touchdowns on their first 7 career games, passing 43 other running backs. His 3 receiving touchdowns would pass Charlie Fuller, Niall McFarland, Jalen Richard, and Charlie Smith and Tymarcus Allen for the most receiving touchdowns by a rookie running back in Raiders history.
Wow. Okay.
A lot of cool stuff on the table for old AJ too here early on.
There you go.
All right, and then I'm going to give you one more. Go to the defensive side of the ball. Of course, everyone's favorite, number 98. With 1 sack, Max Crosby would join Greg Townsend, our guy, as the only 2 players in Raiders history to record 5 or more sacks in each of their first 7 seasons in the NFL. With 2 sacks, Crosby would notch his 15th career game with 2 or more, tying Micah Parsons for the most in the NFL since 2019. His 15 games would also be the 2nd most in Raiders history. With 2 passes defended, Crosby would become just one of 12 defensive linemen in the NFL since 2000 to reach 30 passes defended in his first 7 NFL seasons. Wow. A lot of cool stuff to look at.
Yeah.
So this is where the fan in me, knowing that this is going to be a tough game against the Chiefs, this is where I look at this stuff and I go, okay, this gives me something to root for. Even if we get blown out by 30, I'm rooting for Ashton Genty to get that receiving touchdown. I'm rooting for Max Crosby to knock down a couple of passes and get a couple of sacks and get in Mahomes' face. And, like, you know what I mean? That gives you something at least to be a fan of, you know, for this team going in. So anyways, you guys got anything on that?
No, that's awesome. Man.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's get out of here before we go to the Sea of Fans mailbag. And we got to end it.
Yeah, we do.
We got to end this part of the show with the autumn storm. So the autumn storm, so for those of you that don't know, Uncle Mosh went on a rant back in, what was this, 2021 maybe, 2020, something like that?
Yeah, probably 2020, yeah.
Yeah, he went on a rant about the Chiefs, and so we put some music and some sound effects to it. We affectionately call it the autumn storm, and this is where, as Uncle Mosh will tell you, it's okay to hate. Like, we don't hate a lot, if anything, in life. You know, we love most all things, but when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs, we hate the Chiefs. And let's listen to Uncle Mosh tell us about why he hates the Chiefs.
I hate
hate the Chiefs.
You hate the damn Chiefs.
I hate them. I hate them. You don't even understand, Swaggo, how much I hate them. Here's my question. Why? Why?
Why do you hate the Chiefs?
Why is it okay to trash the Queefs? Nay, to have unbridled hatred for the Chiefs. Is it because their quarterback remains the only player who's an active member of an NFL team that, when speaking, conjures up images of Kermit the Frog? Is it because when he and the other KC Queefs wear their uniforms, they remind us of ketchup and mustard on a hot dog, a.k.a. wiener? Okay, look. It's bad enough somebody would actually ruin, I say defile, a perfectly good sausage made with leftover pork parts, bovine byproducts, and mystery meat with a dose of ketchup. When all good and true Americans know if you are older than 7 years old, the only acceptable semi-liquid condiment allowed on a hot dog is mustard. Speaking of mustard, mustard-colored uniforms are no excuse to cheer for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I hate them, and they're incorrigible fans as well. And because we brought up patriotism and all things truly American, let's not go down that rabbit hole about my hatred and disdain for America's team, the Cowgirls. The Raiders may not be America's national team, but they are the one and only nation. And our team is not restricted by national boundaries or simple little titles and labels. We are a worldwide phenomenon, a movement, if you will, a collection of passionate obsessives and loyal followers. Oh. We are Raider Nation.
Yes! Knock on wood if you're with them.
But I digress. Back to my original point. Okay. You see, it's very simple.
All right.
I hate the Chiefs! And hate is a strong word. And as I unconditionally support my team in silver and black, nay, love my team, and I am watching a game against any other team, I hate the other team. Seriously, how hard is that? Why must you hate them, you ask? Well, let me explain it to you. Love and hate are as strong of emotions as you can get. And when I remember flash back to the golden days of my fandom and the beginning of my budding affair with the Raiders, if you will, as I began to love and support my team and take football seriously, it was crystal clear to me that when some upstart other team who is hell-bent on my demise shows up to piss on my parade, well, I ain't having it. As my fandom grew and my silver and black loyalty grew, my only recourse was for pure and unadulterated hatred in its finest form. Please don't be confused. I'm not your basic burgeoning curmudgeon who hates everything. In fact, yes, I love my fellow man. I love my Lord and Savior. I love my country. I love my Raiders. I love Swag Jeff. And I love most of my family. But for 4 hours, usually twice a year, I shelve my faithful of forgiveness. I choose to forget the oath I took when I joined the service at 18, and I declare those in ketchup and mustard uniforms and their fans, especially their fans, are my sworn enemies. So there you have it. That is my anti-Chiefs testimony, my rant, or my confession, if you will. It's the reason, it's my very own personal reason that I believe 100% in my heart it's okay, nay, mandatory. It is a complete must, without reservation or equivocation, for me to trash talk and completely, wholeheartedly, and with everything I have and every ounce of strength I can muster, to declare boldly, with my silver and black clad head held high, I hate the Chiefs.
Yes!
Let's go! Knock on wood if you're with me.
It's perfect.
Let's go beat the damn Chiefs.
I believe we can.
We can do it.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's caught. He throws. It is. He caught it.
All right, around here at Raiders Fan Radio, we like to say that more of you and less of us is a good thing. So this is where we get to check in with you, Raider Nation, we dip into the Sea of Fans mailbag, where you can call the show at any time at 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346.
I knew you were going to do it, and I couldn't stop
I
myself.
hung in there with you, though.
Oh, thanks. No, I appreciate it. You're the real MVP. Fuck you, Murf.
I love you too, bro. You motherfucker. Yeah, it's 909-345-3346. Or you can email the show.
You can.
Yeah, you can.
That show.
Michelle was shaking her head.
I'm just getting that
Here we go.
podcast mom disapproval over there. Just oh, geez, yeah. Show that is S.
I like the swallow that you did after
Yeah,
that.
I
There you
know,
go.
yes.
S. Easy, big boy.
S for swallow.
Yes, you did. Oh my gosh. What's better than H for hot tour? SHOW at RaidersFanRadio.com and email us at any time. And we've got a new made man tonight, by the way.
We do.
Yeah, when it comes to the calls. But before we get to the calls, we've got emails. And so Michelle always reads your emails. And Michelle, who do we have tonight?
We have Paul.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Evening all. Hope you're all well. I have very strange conflicting emotions after Sunday. As I said on X after the game, my Raiders' heart is happy. A win is a win. You can only beat what's in front of you, etc. Pause. But my Raiders' head is meh. That will sound ungrateful to some, but as happy as I was, I still felt a little underwhelmed. We deserved to win over the 60 minutes, and well done to everybody, but I'm not going to lie and say it was anything other than just enough. It's because my soul took such a beating over the first 5 weeks, it's hard to pick myself up after a win against a very poor Titans team. A win next weekend and against the Jags after the bye week gets us to 4-4, and things will be a little different. There are still major issues on and off the field, and the players and staff need to prove themselves to us. I'm delighted for Michael Mayer. He's had a difficult 12 months with personal issues and may have felt like a forgotten man because of Brock Bowers' superhero status. But he stuck to his job really well and had a great game. There hasn't been much to shout about from our guys recently, but his performance adds to my list of high points over the last month alongside Tyreek Hill's knee exploding. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I feel sorry for his kids, though, having him at home all the time. My new MVP candidate, Brian Branch, who did his civic duty and played whoop-ass on Juju Smith-Schuster. Damn, that made me smile. MVP, MVP, MVP. I know you don't subscribe to the taking pleasure in a player's injury thing, but if I hate something or someone, I go all in, so screw them. And finally, this weekend sees our first game of the season against the Six Fingers on each hand inbred mutants. I have more mixed emotions because on paper it shouldn't be an L, and they've just started to get the officials in their back pockets to cheat their way to wins again. So it doesn't bode well for us. However, if we focus on the right things and everything clicks into place, you never know what might happen. When we beat them there a couple of years ago, our defense was off the scale. That's what we need on Sunday. Selective violence is the key. Plan the attacks in advance, and if Kermit wants to go to ground easily, like the limp-wristed shitbag that he is, make him struggle to get up. We can't go toe-to-toe with them ability-wise because we'll get slammed, so we have to think and act like Skip Thomas, Jack Tatum, Twos, and Lyle Alzado.
Come on.
Then we might be smiling more Sunday night. Stay safe, RVR family. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Polly Award winner 2019 and 2022, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, Made Man of the Year 2024, RFR Maverick Award winner 2025, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man,
Five time
times 5 winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Oh boy, Paul.
There you go.
Paul!
Paul, your name Paul?
Paul.
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
Darn right you are. And you know what? Something he pointed out there too about Brian Branch going at Juju. And I loved what Brian Branch did after the game, because when you look at like what Paul's mentioning there, how the Chiefs got the officials in their pockets now all of a sudden, miraculously, that shouldn't surprise us. But the calls are starting to turn around. It's not the amount, because I hear Chiefs fans all the time and be like, we're more penalized than all these other teams. Yeah, but it's when.
It's the timing.
It's the timing of it. It's the context of it. And it's also the lack of calls, the holding calls, the hits after the play is over. And that's why Brian Branch went at him, and because he was getting roughed up all game long after the whistle. So I don't blame him. I'd have knocked the shit out of him too, man. Like it's so dumb, man. And I remember last year we got to the point, it was about 3/4 of the way through the year. Do you guys remember this? And I was like, at what point, because it wasn't just Raider fans. It wasn't just even other NFL fans. It was media. It was everybody was like, this is some bullshit. Like this, it's so obvious now that they're going into their favor, that at some point, if the NFL wants to retain integrity, it's got to change its path. And sure enough, all of a sudden the flags ended up in their pockets. Yeah. Right? You guys remember this? It was, I feel like it was like around week 10 or 12 or something last year, because it was so bad.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, remember there was the game against Buffalo where Pat was fake. What was it? He was faking a slide.
Oh, yeah.
And then got hit, and they threw, and it was like, no, like what?
And he does that shit all the time where he runs along the sidelines and then pretends to go out of bounds and then spins and gets another 10 or whatever.
Yes, exactly. You know, so anyways, but like, hopefully the NFL is going to get this thing tightened up here. Well, but, and you watch.
It's not looking favorable for that to happen.
I agree. And you know what else too is that, you know, you guys heard me this offseason too. One of the things I was bitching about was the NFL's refocus on this taunting rule. And we've seen a couple players get burnt on it already. We've seen Puka Nacua get burnt on it. All he was doing was pointing at the end zone. But yet Patrick Mahomes can run into the end zone, stare down Brian Branch, give him a flex, give him all that shit, and no flag is coming out, right? You watch, that will be the kind of call that will cost us this game. If we keep it close, there'll be some bullshit ass thing on Crosby. He'll get a sack on 3rd down, and he'll get up walking over Mahomes, and they'll throw a fucking you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I can just see this thing coming from a mile away, man. And it's unfortunate. It's absolutely unfortunate that it's not, and again, it's not even just us as Raider fans. It's the entirety of the league now. But anyway, so thank you, Paul, for pointing that out, and respect to Brian Branch. And you know what? And that's what he's talking about. Like, fine, you want to do all that shit? Well, then I'm going to start throwing hands. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the old school Raiders would do.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get flagged anyways, might as well.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Did he get suspended?
Yeah, he got suspended for 1 game, which is not good. But you know, because you can't take yourself off the field either. But anyways, I don't know, man. It's just there's so much fuckery in the NFL. I swear, man. Yeah. All right, next up, let's get to your phone calls. Hey, so we've got a murderer's row here, y'all.
Okay.
We've got a good one. This is good. So our callers this week were absolutely fantastic, including, as I mentioned, we've got a new made man to get to. So let me go ahead and jump in here to the Sea of Fans mailbag and start off with newly made man. This is our buddy Jay from Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice.
Hey guys, it's Jay from PA. Just wanted to call in before the game because I'm already frustrated. It's Friday and I'm leaving work and I'm already pissed off. We're either going to beat the Titans and people are going to look way too much into it, or we're going to lose to the Titans and realize just how shitty the Raiders are. I mean, there's no middle ground. And the thing that gets me is we're basically not mathematically, but we're done. This season's over. There's no playoff run. But the Raiders are going to do what the Raiders do. At the end of the year, they're going to win a bunch of meaningless games with veterans, and they're going to ruin the draft position. And for the people, how do you think the Browns are sitting right now? That trade with the Jaguars was pretty nice. They got the additional first, they got the additional second. The Raiders don't win those meaningless games, and maybe the Raiders have that trade. Or how about what year was it? The year Bosa and Quentin Williams came out. And the Raiders won, I think it was their last game of the year or the second to last game of the year to drop to 4th overall instead of 2nd or 3rd and missing on Bosa or Williams. That was great. They took Cleveland Ferrell. That worked out well. Now here's my biggest issue. If you win with young guys and rookies on evaluation time, that is fine. I can live with that.
Come on.
I cannot live with winning with 29, 30, 31-year-old guys who won't be here next year to ruin draft position. Because you're going to have to give up draft picks for a quarterback. Evaluate, not tank. Evaluate the young guys.
There we go.
If you win, great. That means more to me than winning with veterans. If you lose, fine. You get to draft better. I just had to call in and say that. I was getting frustrated on the ride home, and it's not even kickoff on Sunday. Thanks for listening, guys. Just want to hear your take on what I had to say. Enjoy the game.
There you go, Jay.
You are a made man. You showed you are part of the family by participation. By chance, a man like yourself should make enemies, then they would become my enemies. Showing you are a friend of Raiders Fan Radio, you have leapt across the line. Friendship is everything. Friendship is more than talent. It is more than the government. It's almost equal to family. Be loyal. Made man, Raider fan. Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me. But until that day, accept this as a gift. And don't ever forget, words can hurt more, but silence can break hearts.
All right, there he is, Jay from Pennsylvania, man. We
Right on,
appreciate
Jay.
you, brother. Congratulations on being the newest made man here at Raiders Fan Radio and getting a seat at the table. And there's no such thing as tanking in the NFL.
Yeah.
But I am fully supportive of what he's talking about. And it's what we were talking about earlier in the show, Michelle, that you're not tanking, you're not trying to lose, but you're evaluating positions. And then if winning comes as a result of that, then great. And if losing comes as a result of that, then that's fine. At least you're learning what you've got along the way, because clearly already with 4 losses on the freaking on the score sheet, Jeff, this season's not going anywhere, man. It's just not. And I think that it's at some point as a coaching staff, likely after the bye week, you just got to accept that. Accept what you are.
Yeah.
100%.
And that's why, I think I said it earlier, that's why this Chiefs game is so crucial.
Yeah.
Because if we win, we're 3-4 going into the bye week. We're 1 game away from 500. And yes, we have a murderer's row of games coming up after the bye week. That's going to be really tough. But if we lose this game against the Chiefs and we drop to 2-5 going into the bye, then yes, put in all the young guys. Put in Caleb Rogers. Put in Charles Grant. Put in Kenny Pickett. Put in these guys and just see, because at that point, what do we got to lose?
Darian Porter, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. All right, good stuff there from our buddy Jay from PA, man. Congratulations on becoming the newest made man here at Raiders Fan Radio. All right, next up. When I heard this earlier, it had me audibly laughing out loud, and I don't laugh out loud at a lot of things, but this guy has got a knack for it. And let's check in with our buddy Mojo.
Hey, fam. Mojo. I finally clawed my way out of the abyss after that Colts travesty. Hey, man, first off, thank God Murf's still with us, man. But what a cosmic joke. You survive a wreck just to be forced to watch this shit? This ain't a football season. It's a CIA black site experiment in psychological torment. And at the center of it all, is Geno handing out interceptions like Oprah. Like Oprah giving away cars. You get a pick. You get a pick. Is this our penance or something? Are we just a charity for opposing secondaries? And the second is Colton Miller, man. He's not out there. The entire line just disintegrates into dust. That man is Atlas holding up a sky made of pure crap. And he was the only good thing to come out of the Gruden fever dream. Build the man a statue. I mean, and then you got Max Crosby. I'm losing my mind, guys. As for Geno, man, he's cooked. He's done. He's finished. Don't talk to me about bouncing back. You don't bounce back from the grave. You've lost it. Get Brady out there. I don't care if he's 50. Willis Walker out at the 50-yard line. He'd throw a better ball. Only damn thing I have to look forward to anymore in this season is the RFR Monster Mash. Because this whole season is a freaking horror show. Don't even talk to me about winning the division. I'm already scouting quarterbacks that we're just going to ruin in the draft. We're going to ruin their legacy in life. Anyway, we might beat the Titans. Mike's on a chicken's ass. Anyway, just win, baby. For the love of God, just win, baby. Mojo out.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, isn't that funny?
Pick a quarterback, ruin his legacy. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. Too damn funny, man. It's a CIA black site ops and psychological torment or whatever.
It feels like that.
Oh,
like that.
my gosh.
Feels possible. Martin said silver and black site.
Oh, there we go. Nice. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
We got to make a note on that one. Put that one down for potential foggy glasses or color of the year on that one. That was a good one. That was a good one. Oh, man. All right, and we got more good ones to get to, too, tonight. Man, we got some great ones. Next up, we're going to get to our buddy Josh in the East Bay.
Hey, RFR fam. This is Josh in the East Bay. Been laying low this season because we suck, and it's affecting my mental health more than I ever thought it would. Oh, man, I thought the season would be different. But I'm listening to your guys' latest episode that dropped, I believe, this morning or last night. And that clip of Fitzmagic and Whitworth talking about the Coliseum, man, being in the East Bay and still driving by that place on a regular basis, man, I miss an Oakland Raider game so much, man. But here's a crazy idea. Probably never happened, but what if one of these seasons when we have 9 home games, they pull an audible and do one of those home games as a primetime game back in Oakland. Just a one-off, I don't know how that would work logistically, but just make it a one-off game at the Coliseum, just for old time's sake, because it's still there. You drive by it all the time. Whatever they're going to do with it, they haven't decided yet. So, all in my feels, and just really missing that weed smoke and the Oakland vibes, man, on a good Sunday afternoon. There's nothing like it. All right, y'all take care.
All right, good stuff, Josh in East Bay. Yeah, I don't know if it's feasible nowadays because they're not going to want to take revenue out of Vegas.
For sure.
No way.
Yeah, but we did that when they were in LA. I mean, they would come up and do, I think it was exhibition games. I don't know if they maybe did one regular season game, but I don't think so. I think it was an exhibition game that they did in Oakland when they were still in LA. But I think that was also Al kind of feeling it out and before moving him back and that kind of stuff, Right. But I don't think we'll ever get him moved out of Vegas, especially now that there's only 3 preseason games, and there's likely we're gonna move to 2 because that stupid Roger Goodell, he wants an 18-game season. We're gonna get, again, mark the words, we're gonna get an 18-game season with 2 bye weeks. You watch, it's gonna happen.
Oh, okay,
that's gonna happen. It's gonna go that direction, and so the preseason will eventually just become useless. You'll get one on the road, one at home, and then that'll be it.
Yep.
And you'll get all these joint practices, and that's where they'll do the true evaluations and stuff. It won't be in any preseason games anymore.
Yep.
But that would be the only hope. But so if you're down to one home preseason game, well, you're not going to.
You're not going to play it in Oakland.
Not going to play it in Oakland. But I'm with you. I mean, Josh, I would love to see it.
Hell yeah.
I'd freaking build my year around being there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
and I think a ton of people would.
Oh, hell yeah. Yes.
Golly, that would
that'd be incredible. That would be incredible. All right, next up, let's go to our buddy over in the UK and let's check in with Martin.
Morning all. Double cause for celebration this week as Murf's triumphant return from IR directly inspired our Raiders to a win over the Titans. For anyone who missed last week's show, here are the highlights.
My neck, my back, lick my and my.
Ooh, I just spit on the microphone. That's disgusting.
Yucky.
We're pissed.
Yeah.
Boo!
Yeah.
Rough.
Gino's the little spoon. I'm a chicken shit, right? I'm 37, man. I got nothing.
Getting rear-ended by a truck is better than getting rear-ended by the Raiders
every Sunday. I'm good. What?
McMahon? Well, he needs to do something about that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm just reporting the news.
Well, it wasn't pretty, and for a while near the end, it looked as if it might all unravel. But enough about last week's show. Our Raiders managed to overcome the now 1-5 Titans with a heady mix of not letting Gino throw anything deep and giving Genty, Tucker and Meyer opportunities to trot gazelle-like through the Tennessee secondary. Yes, Gino eventually found a way to throw his now customary pick, and giving up a late touchdown was almost as disappointing as Polar Mal's tackling display. But a win's a win, and goodness doesn't it feel better this week, even if it was only the Titans, and our success was largely thanks to the defence. Only the Chiefs to go before our bye week, which frankly only a couple of weeks ago I had us losing to that too. And finally, shout out to the chat, to the One Nation Foundation and its partners, and go Raiders!
Martin.
Martin. Lion.
Martin.
Martin. Martin. Martin. Martin. Martin.
Martin.
Martin.
Martin.
Martin.
Martin, pick six!
Seen some plays made by Martin.
I like him.
Golly. That's so good, man.
So good.
That's so freaking good.
Love it, man. Love it when everybody puts production quality into their calls, man. That's amazing, man. Now, we're probably going to get copyrighted for the music, but whatever. Just don't take us off of iTunes, or not iTunes, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But we'll probably get copyrighted from YouTube, but I don't care. We don't make any money from YouTube anyways, just from the donations.
Yeah.
Because we're not a monetized channel. Did you guys know that?
Mm-hmm.
We're not monetized. We don't have ads. Because I don't ever want to get taken out for something.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, forget it. I'm like, we're just going to do what we do. Anyways, but appreciate you, Martin. That was incredible. All right, next up, let's go to our buddy Jacob from Fresno, the eternal optimist. Love Jacob from Fresno.
Absolutely.
Jeff, Murf, Michelle, it is Jacob from Fresno. What's up, guys? We won? What a surprise. No. I think everybody expected that this would be one of those games that we should pull through as long as nothing crazy happens and we don't really shoot ourselves in the foot. And kudos to us, we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot. And I just want to say this as a fellow fighting Irishman myself. Michael Mayer is not a good tight end, guys. He's not a good tight end. He's a great tight end. He's a number one starting caliber tight end, and we got two of them, though he may not have the speed and the finesse of one Brock Bowers. Neither does any other tight end in the world. Michael Mayer is an incredible tight end, and we got to steal. We got to steal to get him in the second round of the draft that year, and we got two great tight ends, guys. So let's get happy about that. Here's the thing. I want to do this. The rest of the season, guys, I'm looking at the schedule. I thought we were going to win today. We did. It's Sunday, by the way, for me. You guys, it's not. But that's the thing about time. It keeps going. Anyway, I'm going to run out of it, by the way. I'm looking at the schedule, right, and I'm playing through my mind, seeing the way that we have played thus far, and assuming that there's not going to be any drastic changes throughout the remaining of the year. And it could, it's football. It happens. Sometimes things just shake up and it's crazy. You're like, how did that team beat that team? I get that. But looking at the rest of the schedule, being realistic, I see us winning probably 5 or 6 games this year. And here's why that's not a bad thing, guys. If you looked at Geno Smith today, did he look all right? I think he looked all right. Did he look incredible? No. But was that all his fault? No. I think that his offensive line has a lot of work to do. They got to help him out. And when they do, I think that they can win. But this year is a building year. And I'm not talking about a rebuild. I'm talking about a culture. I'm talking about a pattern of victory, establishing how to win, learning how to win, right? How to compete, right? That's the whole thing. But next year, we have to build on it. And that's the thing is we need consistency, guys. We need consistency in the Raiders organization. When you look at some of those 5-6 win teams back in the day, some of them were very talented, but they didn't put it together consistently, guys. I'm kind of running out of time. I appreciate you. I'm happy we won. Let's go. Raiders!
Check out his brother.
I love his positivity.
Always positivity. Relentless.
Some of that positivity.
For real,
All right?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens this week.
Yeah.
See what happens this week. That positivity meter will creep on up. You know what I'm saying? Even if there's no moral victory, so I don't want to say even if we show up, but
no,
we got to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah, because even just pointing out the stats that you were pointing out earlier and how good Genty's doing, they need to be winning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's no moral victory. No.
Yeah.
No.
And 5 to 6 wins, is that enough to establish the culture of what he's looking for there? I mean, I don't know, Jacob. I'm not trying to have the answer, but I'm saying that I don't think it's maybe as easy as just installing the culture and then building on it.
Right.
You gotta build on success.
Yeah.
That's what builds culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or one of the things anyways, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. But appreciate the call and appreciate the positivity as always, my man. All right, next up, let's get to our buddy out there at Allegiant Stadium. This is Jay Jackson.
Hey, Raider Fan Radio Nation. This is Jay Jackson, your Navajo on the go, calling here live from Allegiant Stadium after that awesome win. How about that? Raiders beating the Titans. It was great. See all the fans there. We did see a couple Titan people there, but not enough. Saw a lot of Raider fans there, but we are all behind the team. It's awesome. All right, guys. Go Raiders.
All right, Jay.
So I'm man enough to admit when I was wrong.
You were wrong.
You were wrong.
Dead ass wrong.
I know.
Yeah.
Dead ass wrong.
It was surprising that I didn't see more, blue in the stands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought for sure with the amount of people that I knew that were going to the game, but I guess that was just my own little sphere.
They should have filled that. Those 6 people should have filled that stadium. I'm just playing.
But yeah, no, you all called it, man. Especially you. You nailed it, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, it's going to be mostly Raider fans. I'm like,
Hell
nah.
yeah. Hell yeah.
See what happens when you're pessimistic
But
like I am?
that's how lame Titans fans are because honestly, the one game you would want to travel to would have been Vegas. Even if your team is shitty, you would think, well, they could possibly win this one. That would be the game to go to.
Yeah.
That's how lame they are.
Or make a vacation out of it, like all the other friggin' fans do.
Exactly.
Go stay for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Fly in on Friday, leave on Tuesday, whatever. Like that's, But yeah, no. Titans fans,
no, they're no travel.
They clearly,
No.
yeah.
But we travel to Nashville.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because Nashville is such a destination city.
Yes.
The Titans fans have to deal with that just like we do as Vegas fans. Like we have to
Yeah.
deal with other teams coming in. But you would think we love Nashville. Nashville's a great town and everything. But you would think that you'd want to go to Vegas.
Hell
Nashville's
yeah.
great,
You
but it's
would
not
think
Vegas.
It ain't Vegas.
It's a whole different story. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Interesting stuff there, though. But anyways, but yeah, you called that. You called that. I was wrong. And thank you, Raider fan, for showing up and keep going. Like, who are we coming back for Jacksonville? Hey, Jacksonville ain't traveling either.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either. So let's freaking keep the momentum up there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, let's get to our buddy Dave in the 330.
Hello, RFR Nation. It's Dave in the 330. Maybe I'm Joe Flacco because I'm heading down to Cincinnati right now. We're both heading down there to work because, I have to compete to keep my job, just like most people on the planet, except for one quarterback that I know. But anyway, just calling, checking in. I tried this off season. I really tried not to buy in. But like so many of us, I bought in. At first, I saw Pete and I said, hey, he's old. He's old. I don't know if I like this. And I started buying in. I'm like, he's old, but he's in better shape than I am. I was still always kind of on the fence of Pete is never a long-term solution for us, so I didn't fully understand it because it's just, let's face it, he's 74 years old. There's not much long-term that he's going to be out there for us. I mean, it is what it is. I still like Pete. I like his energy. I like the game. He seems a bit stubborn. The JPJ thing that we've seen, the constantly everybody's got to compete except for Geno shit that's coming out of his mouth. It's a bit crazy. I don't know where I'm at right now. This 5 games in and we've won 1, so I actually turned off the game around halftime against the Colts, which I never do unless, there's something that I have to do for work or family or something, an obligation that I have. But I had nothing going on that day. I turned on the Saints game because my wife's a Saints fan. I went in my office and I worked on my day off because I just could not see the point, and that final score was bad. And I'm looking at it like, why are we keeping Geno in there? We lost the game. Why not put in whoever we have? Kenny Pickett, is that who we have? Why not put him in just to see what's going on? We weren't winning that game. Hell, the Patriots put Brady on the bench for Garoppolo when they were getting blown out forever ago, but we don't have the sense to even do that. Like, I don't understand just rolling with him, even when the game's, if he is your guy, protect your guy. Take him out when you're blown out in a complete blowout like that. Let somebody else go out there and just have some fun, get some experience with this team and this squad. I just don't get it. I don't get where we're at. I don't get many of the decisions that are being made. Hopefully it gets...
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. I got to find it. Oh, I didn't know because I didn't listen to all these. You know what that means, Jeff?
Yeah.
You know what that means, Michelle?
Yeah.
Google Voice has claimed you.
Dave in the 330. Got to keep them under 3 minutes, man. Otherwise, Google Voice gets you and cut you off there. But we appreciate you very, very much. And I think that the main sentiment I got from that call was, when things are not working, when the game is out of hand, then do something different. And to do anything other than that, I think is stubbornness. And then to call it practicing and try to cover it, right?
Oh, that's terrible right there.
The way that grates, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard a coach say, ever. Mm-hmm. And we've heard a lot of stupid things.
Coaches. Yeah. All right. Well, now we can cleanse the palate.
Okay.
Jeff, if you got a palate,
cleanse it.
That's right. Michelle, if you got candles,
they're probably already lit because they know where this is.
They know what time
headed.
it is.
They know what time it is.
Jeff, you got a zipper?
Oh, unzip that shit.
Michelle, if you have lights,
turn them off.
and check in with the dulcet tones of the great Raider born Rico. He is Italian born, but he will tell you he is Raider born. And not only does he have the dulcet tones and the smooth delivery and the amazing voice, but he's got amazing Raider takes.
100%.
So let's check in with our buddy out in the Canary Islands. He is Raider born Rico.
Hey guys, Red Rico here. Here we go. After a win, happy about it. Overwhelmed about it? Nah. And listen, I discovered this radio in the summer of 2016 when Sony was still on. Started to send mails maybe the year after, or a couple of years. It's not important. Anyway, just to say, I've been salty sometimes, other times positive and cheerful, always very passionate, and I'm still faithful and loyal to my team as we speak. And I will always be. Unless we change name, color, logo, then you lose me forever. But you want me cheerful, overwhelmed, jumping around? Give me a 4 games winning streak, or at least 3. At this point, I don't even care if we beat the Muppets and then we lose by 30 points against Jacksonville, you know? Show me something you are supposed to do, knowing the experience behind a coach, an offensive coordinator, a general manager, a Sherry Owen, a player. You're a winner, well, show it. That's what winners do, right? They're capable of forging, molding a series of victories, no matter how. Got to be 3 games where you win for 1 point. Doesn't matter to me. It's a win. It's like the one we got. And I'm not asking you go to the playoffs. I don't care. We say you go at least 2-3 years under the same regime before you being competitive. But you got to show me the pedigree, as we know you have it. Otherwise, what a waste. What a waste. I'm tired to see a bunch of stubborn grown men going into the job thinking they know everything just because they've been doing this for 40 years. Tired of that, and it's not working. Anyway, cheers to Devin White, man. Always wanted to see him in a Raiders jersey. Now go out, make the Muppets' life impossible. And to Geno Smith, time for a 0 interception day, my man. Get your head out your ass already and show us what you got. With all that said, I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Cheers to all of you, and I'm out. Go Raiders.
Love it.
Raider born Rico.
Come on.
Telling you, murders row tonight.
Yeah.
When it comes to the collars, comes to the collars. When it comes to the colors and the name of the team, that's always the thing that I've always said is that I will be a Raiders fan for the rest of my life. If they ever change the name or change the colors, then I'm out. Then I'll find another team to root for. I'll still always be a Raider fan, first and foremost. But whatever that new team is, I won't be a fan of. And then the other thing too in there that I think is incredibly important, we've touched on it a couple times tonight. Do it more times than once. Do it more times than twice. Do it in a row. Get us a streak.
Yeah.
Get us a 3 or 4 game winning streak.
Yeah.
You want buy-in from the fans. You want us to celebrate. You want us to be positive. You want us to sing your praises, all that. Get us something we can latch onto. Do 2-3 in a row. I don't even care if it's against lesser teams. Right. That's why I felt like the beginning of the season, Michelle, was so crucial for us to get off to a hot start because now the schedule just gets rough going forward. You know what I mean? So we needed to beat the freaking Patriots and then beat the Chargers and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then what was the third one? The Commanders.
Yeah,
right?
Commanders, Bears.
Well, and the Commanders was no Jaden Daniels like that. They should have
right there for us.
They had the opportunity.
The Bears game was right there for us. It was like,
100%.
geez, man, you know? So anyways, I'm with you, Rico. Absolutely. All right. So you got a tough job tonight.
I do.
You got to pick out the Sizzler, which is the best of the best for the emailers and phone calls of the night. So, Jeff, who do you got?
Oh my gosh! Well, we started off with a great email from Paul, and then we had Jay from Pennsylvania that got made, and then we had Mojo. We had Josh in the East Bay, Martin, Jacob in Fresno, Jay Jackson, Dave in the 330, and Rico. But tonight's Sizzler Award goes to a guy that we might hear this call again later in the year or next year for the Fannies as a Foggy Glasses potential right there. Tonight's Sizzler Award goes to Mojo.
Hey, Mojo.
Sizzler. We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Oh no, Gino, throw no interceptions.
Football.
Oh my gosh. But hey, you know what? I got one more thing to play. I've been dying to play this.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna play it right now. And it's a classic. We hadn't done this one in a minute. And then hit your brakes and take us on out of here. I'll say my goodbyes now before I play this. Thank you, Raider Nation, for being here for this episode 388 of Raiders Fan Radio. Enjoy your Sunday as best you can. As I always say when it comes to this time of the year, when it comes to the Raiders and they're underperforming on the field, don't let that rob you of gathering with friends and family and grilling out and doing all the amazing things. Because at the end of the day, it's the context of the gathering. It's the relationships, especially that we all have with one another. That's what matters. Because when it comes to whether we win or lose, it just doesn't matter.
Sure, Mohawk has beaten us 12 years in a row. Sure, they're terrific athletes. But it doesn't matter. Do you know that they use the most sophisticated training methods from the Soviet Union, East and West Germany, and the newest Olympic power, Trinidad and Tobago? But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I tell you, it just doesn't matter. 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 Even if we win, even if we win, even if we play so far over our heads that our noses bleed for a week to 10 days, even if God in heaven above comes down and points his hand at our side of the field, even if every man, woman, and child held hands together and prayed for us to win, it just wouldn't matter. It just doesn't matter if we win or we lose. It just doesn't matter. 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 It just doesn't matter.
There you have it, boys and girls. Try to stay positive, Raider Nation, huh? I mean, maybe something nice will happen. Maybe we'll win on Sunday. You never know. You never know.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, Michelle, would you shout out the chat room there? I think we got a couple of super chats. Yeah.
Capitan Rafucho with a $2 super chat said, salute, fellas. Raph in the building.
Hey.
FKC, Raider Nation for life.
Thank you, brother.
And then Mark Barris with the $2. And he says, appreciate you three. Carry the torch for us fans.
Amen. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
And then Ron's in there. My 2 cents is in there. Paul's in there. Martin. Jordan's in there. Listen, Tropical Remy. Everybody's in there. Listen, you know what? Why not the Raiders? Why not the Raiders on Sunday? Maybe we do win this game.
Come on, Michelle.
And then we win the next game. Maybe we do. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why not? I'm just saying. Why the fuck not?
Come on.
You need to fly to Allegiant Stadium and give that speech to the Raiders.
Yeah, right.
Holy shit, man. Hey, you know what? And you might make a little money if they win, too, because we're an 11.5-point dog. You know, the money line is plus 520. Shout out FanDuel, the best sporting app, sports betting app in the entire world, if you ask us. Thanks to FanDuel, thanks to the Believe Network for hosting us. So on behalf of Murph, on behalf of Michelle, my name is Swag Jeff. You've been listening to episode 388 of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey for the most part into the dark side. And don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas is started in Oakland. We love you guys. Much respect. Goodbye.
Michelle, you all fired up there.
You know, why not? Weirder things have happened, guys.
That
It's
is true.
Possible.
That
It's
is true.
possible.
Hell yeah.
Jeff found a girl that liked him.
See?
All right, you know what? You didn't have to go there, you dick.
And you did too. So, like, anything's possible.
It only took me 49 years.
Oh my